dancing in their line, past that we could never run. Oh, they were dancing way up high. We built these walls so we could find who could prove themselves to the waves of time. We're trying to repent before you sin. It's like giving up before you begin. Stars were dancing in their line, past that we could never run. Oh, they were dancing way up high. Stars were dancing in their line, future we will never run. Dirt on our feet was bone dry, it was bone dry.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Frost Esports. It's the Frostiverse 2v2 $100 tournament. We're into the top 8. I'm Catnator. That's Mirror Man. We're going to take you through it. Mirror Man, who's up first?
Hi, first match of the day. We're getting right into it. We got Minty, Hippo, and Swerve. People don't usually team together, but teaming for this tournament. Going to be going against a classic duo. We've been seeing a lot of them in recent twos tournament. Moistus and Misty.
All right, let's do it. Winner semis starting us off. We'll get the LeBron, the Wonder Woman against the Steven and Bugs combo. We're on stage already. Best of fives all the way through. Let's kick it off.
All right, going to be going right into game one. Trophy's Edge, the classic. You usually always see this in a lot of these doubles tourneys. I want to talk about this matchup a little bit as we're getting right into it. LeBron, you don't really see him all too often, one of the more rare representatives in the game, but especially as of recently, because of the most recent buffs that they put onto him, he's a lot better now. The balls are a really disruptive tool in twos to interrupt a lot of the things most of your opponents will be going for. The kill power of a ally dunk, whenever your teammate picks up a ball and throws it, if it hits an enemy, he can dunk off of it. Just the damage and raw the weaken it applies, the kill power provides can be a really, really valuable source. However, the specific comp he's going against, Bugs Bunny Steven, is very strong against him as a character. Safe can eat the balls, Pies can eat the balls, Steven's Nair, Steven's shield, etc. So as a character that's generally thrives off of being annoying, is going to have a lot harder of a time getting in than you'd expect him to.
Yeah, definitely two big spacers. LeBron, with that Season 3 buff, coming back for sure. Minty plays 4th in the weekly on Thursday. And then Flecko also able to tie for 7th on LeBron. So a couple of LeBron sneaking their way to the top 8. But right now, not sneaking themselves into a win. They do get a stock back, a chance to take another here as well on Mystic. We'll break the shield, not quite enough to finish the job just yet though, but down 2 stock. It's looking rough, so much so game 1's over.
Fast game, pretty decisive for Misty and Moises. One of the most explosive teams in the game right now. They're always making the most out of every opening they find. You know, you get caught by a nair from Misty, a landing nair from Moises. Here, probably going to get a little bit blown up. I think pretty early on in that game, as we saw, Minty never really was able to get probably the strong suit of his character in doubles going. Most of his balls got interrupted right away. I don't know if you noticed it. There was one point where he threw 2 balls in a row. Misty threw 2 pies back and just ate both of them. And if LeBron wants to get more balls back at that point, he's forced to hit a ballless and unarmed move. And that can be a little bit rough. He's not the best character while he doesn't have a ball in hand. So I think what we're going to have to see, if we want to see them bring the set back a little bit, is we're going to have to see probably a bit more conservatism with the projectile throwing. I don't think he can just throw them out willy-nilly versus a comp like this, because they're kind of built around destroying them.
It's the issue, though, is that's what makes LeBron so annoying, being able to constantly pipe them out. Definitely is better off ball now, but still, 2 characters that need to be up close and personal against 2 incredibly spacing characters makes things very awkward. And you see that in game 1. Game 2 is looking a lot better, though. I like the way they take both sides of the stage there, letting LeBron push the ball in, but still, that one combo, it does about 20 damage and it ends up losing them a stock.
Right, I mean, right now, I think the problem might actually be on the side of Swerve. He's been trying to frontline to buy Misty a little bit of space, but he hasn't gotten anything strong going. Misty just waiting out both dodges, hits him with the double Sayer off the side. Swerve is one of the heavier characters in the game, losing his second stock, sorry, at 50%. This is looking really rough for the red team.
These matchups too are just so hard together. Bugs against Wonder Woman's hard, and not to mention the fact Steven into LeBron is very hard. You can see in their ones, it's so difficult for them to take them. So we're gonna get the half stock, if you will. We'll take the Watermelon Steven, but a lot more work still to be done. Blue team has managed to push him off stage. A chance to grab Swerve there. Nice counter coming through from Minty. That'll take the up air, a second to come off of it. They do get stocks back, but it's 1 to what needs to be 2 for the red team.
I mean, they're in a lot more doable spot than they were in the first game, but right now you got to be so scared if you're Minty. One rocket out of a tunnel will be enough, and there it is right there. On the right side for Misty, just catches him standing on the tunnel exit. You can't play there against Bugs. He'll always be ready to get that kill. Misty in particular, he does not drop those. That's a fast 2-0 lead for Misty and Moises in this winter semis.
Yeah, this is tough so far. The tempo certainly in the favor of the blue team, and no adjustment just yet. I do think coming into that game, Swerve and Minty look a lot better in terms of the way they play stage, but it's immediately the space regarnered in neutral from Steven, lets Bugs get in, set up util, and from there it's so difficult to come back. So we get a second to slow down the pace. Interested to see what the red team comes up with here in this pause.
I think Minty that game was playing a bit more safe with the ball throws. He was not trying to just throw them right in right away at the start of that game. He waited out the initial Steven shield and Bugs Pie, not just to give it right away, but on the other side of things, Swerve, he got caught running in right at the start. Immediately, 5 seconds of that game, took 60 or 70 damage, and that's just not a game you can play versus Bugs and Steven. If you're letting them get those big openings on you, you're just not going to be put into a spot where you can thrive.
Yeah, I think it's the issue of having the second spacer on this team that they're playing against. The fact that Swerve comes in off of what should be hit stun. The issue is that there's so much extra utility still chilling for blue team that it's not enough to actually start the combo. It's just the issue of two players that need to be very close. Another player that's really able to control space unless they're in your face. And if they can ever get in your face, well, then the issue starts to arise. I think Wonder Woman can negate Bugs well, but if Steven is taking extra space in neutral to make sure that you can't really outrun that Bugs util, it's a whole different story. So interested to see what they come back with. And they take clearly a second here to think about this. I'm sure this is past just the initial stage ban. Interested to see if we maybe see a comp swap.
There's always potential for a swap from Swerve here. He has a couple other characters he could probably play at a pretty high level. I don't think we'll ever see a swap from Minty here. He's pretty much a LeBron loyalist. What I want to see here, I want to see a mix-up of the game plan. What they've been doing, clearly... Oh, I completely lied. I lied completely. All right, the double swap. Minty on the stripe. Swerve on the Shaggy. They're probably... I mean, this is for sure a run-at-you comp if they want to play that way. You could just have Minty run in with the Dynamite, buy a lot of space for Shaggy. Shaggy can either come in with a Nair, Sayer, or just sit back and charge Rage. He has a lot of options that you can do off this. I think the big thing is whoever decides to play frontline on the side of Minty, they just need to not get blown up. Like right now we see the Dynamite in hand from Minty trying to defend Swerve, but this is not looking good already. Swerve off stage with no air dodges. He is able to make it back, but they just can't. I mean, they just can't find their hit right now.
Minty's a lot of combo potential personally if they can get the door open, and so far clearly have not been able to do so. Swerve actually going to be able to charge Rage this go around, but it costs Minty a lot of percentage to do so. They reconnect quickly. That leaves the Swerve off stage, just a player who hasn't quite been able to find their footing just yet. Can say the same for the Stripe as well. Minty's off first.
I mean, this is I respect the swap. You got to make something work. Right now, it's a little bit scary. If they manage to find this kill onto Moises, it could potentially be really large. But Minty getting sent over to the right, and now they're both stuck off stage. You have a Steven coming down with Rose Bomb on deck, safe from Bugs, catching the people going high. Swerve runs out of resources, eventually gets clipped by the Bugs up air, and this is looking so strong from Moises and Misty right now.
So strong indeed. Tunnel combo out from Misty does a great job of dodging that early dare from Minty, and Moises just gonna chill and float for a bit here. We'll come back. Unfortunately, is gonna lose the teammate, but no worries. They're still up that whole stock. Percentage is pretty decent as well. Moises can keep this stock going, get a little extra spacing, maybe an extra stock from red team. Hard to see them not taking the series here.
I mean, if they get this kill onto Moises, there is a chance here, but that's kind of on Swerve defined. And right now, I mean, it looks like they're struggling. He's playing off stage with the sandwiches. He catches Misty getting a little bit aggressive, tries to go for the double dare, forces him off the wall. I mean, you have a chance here to push this advantage, but the Steven bubble is going to protect Misty a little bit. He's just sharking with some up airs. Swerve doesn't actually finish the rage there. He just tries to bait Misty from going in, but Misty goes in anyway, and he gets the kill onto Minty. And now, I mean, you got to take this whole stock off of Moises. How do you plan on doing it? The Stripe Dynamite forcing Misty over to the side, but Shaggy's forced to stall off stage, low on dodge meter, on the edge. I mean, are they going to pressure him? No, it just looks like they're going to reset to center. Oh, but this is looking rough. 3 stacks of weaken onto Stripe. He does manage to make it back, and he gets an opening onto the Steven, but the nair into up air from the Bugs Bunny is going to find the mark onto Shaggy to secure the kill, and Misty and Moises secure their spot in top 3 with a convincing top 3.
A very clean 3-0 to commit themselves to the top 3. I mean, I think that one really just comes down to 2 players that can win the 1v1 so easily. I mean, even the 1v2, it feels like Moises stalling on extra stock, sitting on 150%, just chilling at the top of the blast zone, and lets his teammate do all the work. Mystic walks in, basically 1v2s it, pulls a stock, eventually does trade it back, but I mean, there's so much work getting done there to secure a lead by a player who doesn't even need the teammate to be active.
For sure. I mean, that was also kind of the expected result of that set. Let's be honest here. Moises Misty made grand finals, made top 3 of pretty much most of the last, or at least the very least top 8 at pretty much every tournament they've entered as of recent. Minty and Swerve not really teaming together all that often, but hey, Winterside top 8, pretty good showing. They get to make a bit of a losers run now, and they dip down to losers. And I believe this is going to set us up for our next set, which is going to be the other side of winners, and that is going to be Jungle and Osana versus Kalel and Water Rose Fierce.
I think the Jungle Wonder Woman Gizmo will be interesting. It's the second Wonder Woman Gizmo we have in this bracket. On lower side, Falsey and Melee running the same comp, so that'll be interesting to look into for later. For Kalel Fox on the Iron Giant, I think in duos, definitely a lot better. I've seen a lot of solos Iron Giants just get fully carried, especially by Wonder Woman's, which has me nervous. I'm interested to hear what you think, though, Mir, about the Iron Giant Stripe composition.
Iron Giant Stripe is pretty funny because there's a lot of IG right now. If you want to beat him in doubles, the thing you kind of do is you try to beat up the IG before you beat up his teammate. Because if you beat up his teammate, you give the IG bonus rage modes, and if he gets rage modes, you're probably going to lose just because of the power of it. So the idea is, hey, we need to go beat up the big guy while we somehow knock away the teammate.
Right.
But Stripe. Two main things to protect IG. One, the saw blade. You throw the saw blade at your teammate, the Iron Giant. That puts you in a really good spot because the saw blade will spin around the IG and it'll help keep him protected from people trying to jump onto him. Even if he's getting comboed, you can just throw the saw blade towards him and you don't have to hit the opponent. As long as you hit your IG, he'll probably be fine. And he's kind of hard to miss. He's pretty large. Also, Stripe Dynamite. One of the largest hitboxes in the entire game. If you don't have a saw blade on deck, if you see your Iron Giant getting comboed, just fling yourself in with Dynamite. You are going to save him probably 99% of the time. So there are plenty of tools for Stripe to help mitigate what would be the main weakness in the comp. That being said, neither of the characters between Stripe and IG have particularly really strong zoning. You have Iron Giant up special spin as a zone breaking tool, but if he ever gets caught out without having that active, he's probably going to be in a pretty bad spot. That being said, they're fighting against Wonder Woman Steven. That isn't really a zoning team. The question is how are they going to deal with the armor?
We just saw this well. It's not going to come through with the Steven as opposed to the Gizmo, so that'll change things just a little bit. Yeah, interested for the armor solution. Didn't see the perks. Are they running armor crush? I didn't check.
I didn't get to see either. We'll find out after this one. All right, instant aggressive opening from Water Rose Fierce, but he gets caught by the double nair from Jungle, forcing him off stage, off the wall with the Sair into the Rose Bomb. And this is looking like a pretty rough start for the blue team. The person you probably wants to stay healthier on the side of Stripe, already at 100%, 20 seconds into this game. He is able to get an up tilt to protect the IG, but Jungle over and over again swatting this IG over to the side. But this is a rage mode already, so let's see how it goes for Khalil.
That rage mode going to be the saving grace there. What was a brutal 1v1 on its way. Both players going to switch over from blue team as well, trying to focus that stock. Got both players up in the Stripe bite, get enough to finish. Sawblade out early, does force Osana in, has to make a choice there. And Shield coming back for Jungle, good enough to keep his teammate alive, but not for long. It'll be the gun to finish one. A chance to get both stocks back right here though. IG going to go super high, but still found by the top off that up air.
Despite blue team starting this game down a lot of damage, they are racking it up in return. Last day getting both dodges caught on the side of Jungle, putting an immediate 75 damage onto Wonder Woman. Right now though, the question is how are they going to get the damage onto the Steven? Wonder Woman's trying to get this IG off stage, but it's not really working. Like I said, every time they get on the Iron Giant, Water always in position to get the interrupt right now. Iron Giant trying to make something happen. The Dynamite forcing them both off stage. Now you have to run away from this rage mode. It's going to be a bubble into Stomp, into Nair for the IG. Steven's at 73% with some weaken stacks on him if Water can find this opening, and he does approach with the Dynamite. Tries to read a dodge in from the Steven, but right now both people on blue team are also getting towards death percent. You have to be a little bit careful right now. The Dynamite stall off stage, trying to keep himself alive at the edge. Iron Giant trying to buy him a little bit of space, but the Wonder Woman Sayer is going to take him off the top, and the side special is also going to catch the IG. And Jungle just staying aggressive the entire game, giving them no breathing room for them to get on a Steven to close out the game for game one.
And that is super confident in Jungle. We'll get the immediate run back as well off of it. That's so interesting. And that punch, just the read, it's so weird how it activates as well. Like, if you've got a player directly tucked under you, it'll hit like an extra inch. It's not going to connect, and Jungle just has the read there, knows the spacing so perfectly, able to punch for the second. And if you're playing the Wonder Woman there, you're never reading that. There's no way you're reading that punch coming out.
It's so nice too with the Wonder Woman side special because you can fall down a little bit while it's active, so it just catches that little bit of extra space, which might make the move not hit otherwise. Same opening from this game in from Water. Throwing the Saw Blade over the shield, approaching with the Dynamite, trying to get some damage onto Steven right now. It's good nairs coming out from Khalil. He's doing a great job not taking damage either.
Play style from blue, gonna slow down a ton here. I did like the way red team was slowly working 1v1s, letting that Wonder Woman really go to work here on the IG. They'll take him off stage. Big dodge gonna come through. That puts Jungle in a tough spot for Osana to do work, and Jungle actually gonna fall off the bottom of ledge there. Super awkward for red team early. Another side switch is gonna come out. They're trying to carry this IG, but so hard to kill. He's so heavy they just can't quite do so. A dodge out, but for how long? Khalil just barely able to down B back to stage.
It's kind of interesting that they got the kill on Jungle. I think he got swatted out of a special move, and then he did another, and I think he thought he had one more. I think he thought he touched at some point, but he never did. Either way, though, Jungle and Osana doing a great job securing this kills. Osana holding onto his stock the longest of everyone in the game. We saw that last game as well. But right now, the question is how long are they going to live? Water showing in last game that he isn't afraid to stay aggressive in these situations, even if you'd expect him to be the stock tank. Racking up good damage onto Jungle, but you need to find the damage onto the Steven somewhere, and right now it looks like they're struggling to do that. This is a great opportunity to put up that Steven shield. You have your Wonder Woman frontlining against both of them. Might as well give her a couple extra ticks of armor. I mean, they do manage to find her eventually, but 150 on the IG, it's starting to get a little bit scary. But Stripe with the gunshots, holding him in place for the Iron Giant up air to kill him off the top at 60. That was so early for Khalil and Water just to take the second game. They kind of robbed it at the end.
Straight teed him up. Able to see another run back gonna come straight through. Adaptation definitely there for the blue team. Do a good job of not letting Jungle sit in combo close. It's the fact that Osana slowly creeping off the other side of the stage. Not the case. They catch him quickly. Stripe doing a really good job of clearing the extra space in neutral.
These dash attacks from Stripe are making miracles. Stripe's dash attack does a nice little thing where it pops you straight up. The dash attack up air gunshot, it's such high base vertical knockback that it can just lead to such early confirms if your teammate's ready for it. Right now we see it again. He throws out these dash attacks over and over on the side of the Stripe, throws out 3 in a row. He's kind of playing jungle neutral a little bit, but he's not actually on Wonder Woman. Doing it against jungle as well. Gunshots to force Steven off to the side. Rage mode's making a lot of work right now. The jab into Dare from Water, forcing Steven off stage. Khalil's going crazy with the rage mode right now, hitting every bubble, every missile. Gonna force jungle off the top two. Water just catching the jump, and I mean they're just making so much damage off these openings.
Yeah, this is tough right now. You're gonna need a lot to walk back if you're the red team. Very high percentage already is gonna be Steven as well. Jungle, fortunately, kept most of the HP bar out of spawn. Not the same case anymore. That shield combo gonna push him right back in. It's his own teammate's shield that leaves him back into the combo. A second stock gone. So Sana gonna fall. Super duper awkward here as Jungle pushed away. It's such an unfortunate part about that Iron Giant being able to easily push players out of combos. Rage 1 activated now as well. It's looking very dire.
Dude, these dash attacks this game coming out of Stripe have been making so many things happen. He's hit like 8 or 9 of them, and every single one just leads for like 50 damage. Nice little sit from Khalil, manages to hit both of them on the way down to keep himself alive. Racks up the kill onto jungle, but right now they have a chance to make something work. Full charge Steven there. It's going to be a lot of damage. Bolts are out from IG. He did use them here, so if they get a big opening, it could be very scary for the blue team. And I mean, red team right now, 20 seconds, completely unanswered, just racking up so much damage. And jungle just frontlining, hitting all these Sares, forcing both them off to the other side. And I mean, this is what was such a clean game for blue. I mean, it now looks like it's in red's favor.
That Sarah just barely blocked from the Wonder Woman, does manage to make it back. He's going to dodge Dynamite as well. That's huge. And then able to punch off the teammate Osana, bringing him down off the Nair. And that's enough to actually pick it up for jungle. He'll go high in the blast zone. No gunshot going to come out, though, from
Water. He had enough gunshots. He has enough bullets in the clip to get the kill. If he gets an opening, and there it is. Just the Dynamite into double gunshot. He actually almost got it on the Wonder Woman earlier, but the Steven interrupted it. But, I mean, because he interrupted it, that means Stripe still had an extra bullet in the clip, able to get it out onto Steven instead. Close game, despite it not starting as so. Khalil and Water were so far ahead for so long, but, I mean, it just got turned on its head halfway through. They were barely able to close it out, but still, that's a little bit scary going into game 4 here.
Yeah, huge run. You mentioned the interruption as well. Jungle almost able to save Osana again, just couldn't quite recover. Got fiddled with himself on ledge, wasn't able to up air there. If he could have, would have been able to kill that gunshot as well. So that one comes down to what feels like the wire. A super close series here in the top of winners semifinals, excuse me.
It's worth pointing out here, going into this final game, we are seeing the character swap. There is a gizmo on the screen. No more nice guys. No more Steven universe. Now we got Gremlins. I think this comp's gonna be a little bit more interesting. We're gonna have to see Khalil throw out a lot more up specials than we saw in the previous couple of games, just to keep himself safe from the gizmo. If he's not throwing those out, he can get interrupted really at any given point in time. Like there already, we see jungle approach with the dash attack, and just the air support from gizmo is gonna be a free extra 12 to 15%. Gonna be looking like a lot slower pace from the red team so far in comparison to all the other games, but the double jab from Water is going to even up the damage onto the Wonder Woman. However, I mean, the gizmo right now not taking all too much. Stripe forced off stage on the right side. Wonder Woman be able to bully the IG while Stripe isn't able to participate. They have him stuck all the way in the corner. And the Sair from jungle, he gets bubbled, but he manages to get the hit in time while Osona gets the kill on Stripe on the other side.
It's slowly feeling out here. Able to bring the Wonder Woman up. Osana is going to get finished as well. Water does a good job with gunshots to finish that one off. So it's back to basically even here. Blue team super quick to adapt to the changes here. Osana just raining in arrows from the back of ledge. He'll play under shield as well. Can't quite get back to the car. Chance at it now. Not quite going to grab it. And Water able to break it as well with the dynamite. So it'll be a reset for this red team, who still is slowly racking up percentage.
Water is making this dash attack work, man. Dash attack, armor break. He's destroyed Wonder Woman's armor so many times this game. He's gotten so many openings off it. You saw in that first stock, he hit the dash attack up air gunshots, got a kill on Gizmo at like 60 off the top. Right now, they are going down to last stock. He has to keep his Iron Giant safe, which is really hard to do when there's a Gizmo car on screen. He manages to come down to the sit. It does kill Jungle. They have Gizmo stuck off to the side. The dash attack into triple gunshot. It's going to actually be enough, and Khalil's staying alive at 140% while Water manages to secure both kills. I mean, that's a 3-1 for Water and Khalil to take their spot in top 3.
He's just so heavy, man. IG able to make it back to stage. You call it out in the moment, Mirror. That is the reason that they take that game.
Jungle trying to force that kill in the top blast zone. Sees him and Iron Giant both up there. Just goes, yo, I can up special before Iron Giant can hit me. Yeah. He can't. Iron Giant sit came out first, manages to knock him all the way back down into the ground for a kill setup. for Water. And then, I mean, just 2 early kills from Water that game as well onto the Gizmo with the dash attack gunshot kill, confirms off the top. One of the strongest early kill options in the game if he's able to find the dash attack on you. And I mean, really, I think that's what it just boils down to, man, is they picked the slower comp. They picked the Gizmo Wonder Woman instead of the Wonder Woman Steven. They did pretty well with the damage-wise. They were up super far, but, I mean, they just gave Stripe a couple early kills, and that's just enough.
Well, I mean, it's just so hard, right? Like, you mentioned the fact you really do have to go focus IG, sit there, try to rack up percentage. Just the fact, I mean, they sit at 140 top of blast zone, still not enough to kill. Like, you really have to rack up percentage, and that leaves so much room for Stripe to just spam dash attacks. You're so focused on that Iron Giant that it gives so much room for his teammate to really put in the work, and that's exactly what you see. Water just spamming dash attacks. It's super hard to deal with them while the rest of the squad is working on the Iron Giant, and from there, it just leads to a game win. Super clean stuff, though, from Water to convert after starting those dash attacks.
For sure, and that secures Kal-El's and Water spot into top 3 in their now winners finals. Good job to them. They're going to be going against Moises and Misty a bit later down the line. For now, we're going to be dropping over to losers. The next match we are going to be getting is going to be Davis and Trout versus Dante and Falsify. Dante and Falsify going to be running the Black Adam Iron Giant comp, I believe. Trout and Davis, I think we're going to be seeing a couple repeat characters here, actually. We're going to be seeing Trout once again on the Steven. We're going to be seeing a lot of Steven today. And I think we're also going to be seeing potentially, unless he switches it on me, which is possible, the Davis Stripe. The Davis Stripe. Another Stripe.
Okay. Yeah, Stripe's like one of the few characters I feel like that got balanced like well. Like, Stripe felt very, very strong. Got nerfed again. Only one Saw Blade. Less damage, less knockback. Also the timer coming into Dynamite. But still, it didn't feel like Stripe got gutted. It felt like Stripe got brought back to reality, and still very good, especially in 2s.
It's kind of funny because the last patch, it felt like it gave Stripe another couple tools, like Stripe's little chomp he can do when he's out of Saw Blades. That move used to be really bad, and now it's buffed to like actually have a use, and it's like, oh cool, they gave him like another like usable move, right? But it feels like the Stripe's just optimized on the other stuff that was already there to begin with.
Right.
You see so many more things off of dash attack nowadays than there used to be. Things like jab 1-2 into IED dare into just chasing for another opening. You see a lot of those. In general, just the ability of gunshot just to force an advantage sequence. You just wait out dodges after getting a big opening. And I mean, there's just a lot of strengths to the character that honestly, I would say are just like have been unexplored. People just don't really play the character, but nowadays people are like, hey, he's pretty darn good. Let's see what he can do in tournament, and they're bringing him out.
Just a little tech too. Like, I like that backwards shot still works to pull players in. Like, I like that didn't get taken out. Feels like such a useful tool. Just so many intricacies of Stripe that I don't think really have gone unearthed. I think you're 100% correct. And we'll jump into what is our first lowers match of the night.
Falsify getting a big opening onto Davis right away. Steven's shield, honestly, maybe saving Stripe from a potentially an early grave. Good awareness from Trout to start this off. We're going to be seeing a lot of slow play here coming out from the Black Adam. Just going to be trying to support his Iron Giant from a distance with these claps, these side special projectiles, down tilts if necessary. But the damage so far is just getting traded out. Everyone's going even into the beginning of this game 1.
Yeah, that was the only thing. He's super light, but pretty fast, so hard to catch, but not in that instance. Black Adam have so much control, can touch so deep, so very nice early. Falsify just gonna chill, rage mode activated, gonna be back to the squad now. Gunshots coming through, feel like cotton balls, if you will, up against the IG, who's just so freaking heavy. Chilling on stage, still this red team. Finally, they get that IG out. Should be enough to actually take the Black Adam here, too, if Strike can get the up air, and has done just that. Not quite enough to land the chomp, though, so has gone back to stage.
These bubbles from Trout so far have been really, really good in this game. Pretty much every time where Davis is in a really bad spot, the bubble comes out right before he gets hit and lets him keep pressuring the advantage sequence. Like right there, once again, we see the bubble right as he goes for a jab to stuff out the Iron Giant in there. And I mean, he's just sitting back, doing such a good job holding onto his life, just making his Stripe front line. He's eventually going to trade it out right there, but we're pretty even going into this last stock right now.
Pretty even indeed. he can try to play with what they can here. Is able to get reconnected here. Looking really hard for this IG. Was scared of the greed, but doesn't come through. You see the chase, and Trout super aware, gonna find that one with the side special. So is able to get back. We'll start the Nair. They got a very low Black Adam with Dante playing behind what is this massive human shield. The IG gonna make it awkward. We'll take the extra blue stock here. Trout gotta get back to stage. Does have help from the teammate now. The strike gonna come through, clear that space. They get back, and they get a chance to double the Black Adam as well.
Dante has to run for his life right now. He has a little bit of protection while he's allowed to sit inside the Iron Giant mech. You can't take damage while you're in there. But he needs his teammate to get a kill over on this left side right now. And it looks like he's actually going to be able to. Catches the jump out in the blast with the bubble. It just drifts him towards the edge. And the helicopter spin up special just takes him off the side. Trout just trying to stall off stage. Gets punished for his hubris. Falsify in the perfect position just to get the punish.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Just caught. Good reaction from Falsify to find it. I like the, I won't actually analyze anything yet. I want to see the rest of, I want to see at least the game 2. It felt like more of a feeling out that game. Comes down to just a good read from Falsify. So very interested to see the rest of this set.
Of course. I think Black Adam, we were talking about like earlier last set, like Stripe goes with IG well because he has a lot of defensive tools. Black Adam's pretty similar because Lightning Grab, it's a very punishable move if you miss. It's hard to miss the big iron guy. And since it changes off your own teammate. We saw it a couple times that game. As soon as his teammate got jumped, he just threw out the Lightning Grab off of him, got the chain lightning to protect his teammate a little bit. We're going to be seeing a lot more of that going into game 2 here. Right now, they're just, I mean, it looks like they're trying to play the same way right now with Falsify as the front line, Dante as the back line, but this time, Trout and Davis doing a lot better and not taking damage.
I like the way that Davis has been able to find dash attacks almost through IG as well to get that Black Adam in the back line. Just being able to punish when he does get too close. Good start from the blue team here. A lot of extra percentage. Danger for Davis. Does make it back nicely. That dynamite as well just gets better as he takes more damage. He's going to use that burst to clear that combo. And Trout actually able to reverse that.
Dante able to get a lightning spike over on the right side of the stage to get a kill onto Davis. And Trout, needs to stop air stalling off stage, man. That's the second time he's died early to Falsify catching a jump with an up special. He's got to beat on his movement. If you just try to stall off stage like that, Iron Giant, it's got so much carry potential. Both of them stuck over on the right side right now. Despite the strong start, Davis and Trout just falling further and further behind. Last hit of Iron Giant up special, knocking Davis away, but it looks like Davis is going to be able to get a kill onto the Black Adam right now. Question is, how good are they going to do at staying alive? The bubble's just going to hold him in place for the Black Adam Sayer. Steven's going to get popped up right now. Low on resources over on the right side of the stage. Forced to use a bubble, eating all the projectiles from the Iron Giant. Davis getting in the mix, taking a lot of damage himself. The lightning grab off the Iron Giant. Gonna throw him down off stage. The up special adding a little bit of a hit stun from the IG. And just Davis blown up on the final stock. Trout never even had a chance back in. And there's such a convincing second half of the match for Falsify and Dante.
As I said, I wanted to wait another game just to see. Unfortunately, Trout not quite able to recover again, and the lack of recovery I almost feel like is a complete momentum shift there. The fact that both these players, Black Adam and IG, can kill so early, you have to almost play perfectly if you are what is a light stripe, if you're Steven who needs to get big combos or catch players off stage, and you definitely tell that Trout's fighting for it, but clearly has been punished both times. Maybe it's not worth it to look for side special there off ledge. So interested to see his adjustment coming back into game 3. Definitely not going to be able to fight this IG off stage.
For sure. If Trout dies at 50% off stage to IG one more time, I'm
all over.
I'm gonna lose it, man. You can't let it happen. Once, shame on you. Twice, shame on me. 3 times, what are you even doing?
Yeah.
At that point. Doing a great job keeping this advantage sequence on Falsify right now. There we go. Runs him out of dodges. Hits him with the triple up air and up special. That's a very early kill onto the metal man. Davis had a high percent himself. Dante and Trout both doing a good job at avoiding all sources of damage right now. But, I mean, this is looking like it's pretty good for the blue team so far. Davis doing really good onto Falsify's second stock. already has him at 100 on it. He is finally going to lose his first with the Iron Giant up air. Lightning grab from Black Adam, going to combine with the Iron Giant neutral attack to do some good damage onto Steven. But, I mean, right now, Falsify, he's just not making anything happen. Lost his second stock already a minute in.
I mean,
It's looking pretty bad for Red.
This comes down to the fact that Black Adam is nowhere near IG here. They've been so strong by just leading into huge combos together. We've seen them so segmented here. No one able to break combos, and that has really led to some big combos early from this blue team. We now have 2 stocks to lead, have low percentages as well. If you discount the Steven, they've got room to really finish this one out early.
Falsify able to find the stomp onto the edge to secure the stock onto Trout. What do you really think the change up is here that the blue team is doing just to have more of a lead in this game?
I just feel like they're punishing the way these guys aren't playing together. Like you see, immediately as soon as they get backed with one another, the game slowly starts to shift again. You see Davis high percentage. You see Trout not able to find anything. You see the fact they might actually take this thing still. They're gonna look to take off stage. Trout barely able to come back. He does manage to right his wrongs, but is it enough to secure the game? It is indeed. It's shots down from Davis. They'll take the game.
I think you're absolutely right about that, by the way, with them punishing Falsify more for splitting. Dante can protect Iron Giant as long as he's close enough for Lightning Grab to reach, but that wasn't the case. Dante was all the way on the right side, Falsify was all the way on the left. The only tool Black Adam has there to reach right away is down tilt. Maybe you can try to snipe someone with a spy special cross map, but it's hard to aim from that long of a distance. But I mean, that's just what we saw, right? Falsify bullied completely. He didn't have a first 2 stocks. Just completely removed for both of them.
I like the way you say it. He didn't have the first 2 stocks, and still they almost take that game, which still has me nervous for this blue squad. They know they can take a game. They've been able to do so already. Gotta remember, this is lowers. They lose this one, they're out the event. See if they can get the job done.
All right, we're seeing Dante and Falsify group a lot harder at the start of this game than they have previously. Both of them playing inside the bubble, and this is a really big opening from Falsify. The double forward tilt hitting 2 players. Dante getting the double down throw on the lightning grab for the extra ground bounce damage. I mean, right now this early rage mode as well. Stripe trying to do his best to avoid everything and bait it all out. Trout going off stage to stall. Has a platform below himself this time, and he doesn't get caught by the Iron Giant up special, so he doesn't lose his life. But they do both get caught into the bubble there. Falsify gets too aggressive, knocking them both out of it instead of letting Black Adam take the kill. So Davis having a little bit of a lease of life on life right now, while doing a good job at evening up the damage himself.
And good job holding this ledge guard here and not getting too overzealous either as this blue team. That's enough to kill. Should have it off the second as well. They do indeed. So it's side specials and a nice up air to finish the job there for Davis. Gives him some room to stock back to the direction though. If you can live, if you're Trout, there's a chance to get an advantage here. Just can't quite do so. Side specials out for Falsify. We're back to even.
I want to point out something Falsify did right there. Steven nared his teammate, which gives him a little bit of shield for a small amount of time. Falsify walked up, immediately hit him with neutral attack, Iron Giant's main armor break move. Just so ready as soon as he saw the armor come out. It was such good awareness. Right now he does have rage mode on deck if he manages to land down to safety, but they're not really letting that happen right now. Comes down with the nair, hits the forward tilt once again, same opening as before, same thing as before, where we see Falsify knock them out before Dante can come and get the interrupt. I mean, just a little bit of like incohesion on the team combos coming out from Falsify and Dante right now, but the stick goes through Steven's shield. Trout caught air stalling off stage for the 3rd time. It happened again. It's 60% off the bottom. Just trying to force these air stalls out against Iron Giant. They're just not working. Dante and Falsify are going to take a 3-1 off that.
You gotta give credit to Falsify for that. I mean, we see Trout go down, sit on his shield, stall for time off ledge. Falsify instantly sees him go down, recognizes, oh, you're for sure gonna stall. Let me just sit. Jumps down immediately and has that stock claim. So great adjustment from Red to realize what's cooking over in the blue kitchen and eat it all up. So they'll take it. That is unfortunately these guys out of bracket, but a good showing nonetheless. You know, they came in, they played to the best of their ability, but it will be Dante and Falsify moving on.
And that secures them into their next set, which will be against Minty and Swerve. They're going to be fighting against the LeBron Wonder Woman /Stripe team.
Yeah.
we saw earlier winners, which will be interesting. I think LeBron's going to have a lot more legs in that matchup than he had versus the Steven Bugs team we saw before. So that'll be an interesting set, but that's not what we're going to get for now. For now, we're going to be going to the other side of losers top 8, which is going to be Cluster and Fifey, who are on a bit of a losers run themselves, versus Falsey and Melly.
And we saw this cluster team for a moment in the 1K LCQ. I don't remember the results. I don't know if you do off the dome. I don't. It's about all the details. Falsey on the Gizmo, Melly on the Wonder Woman. Absolutely wiped their qualifying match. So I expect to come in with a lot of momentum.
All right, for sure. I mean, Cluster Fifey, they lost winners round 2, right? Versus Jungle Osana, which is pretty early. I think they've won 3 matches straight in losers to make it to top 8, including one really big upset, I would say, where they beat Poro and Shiro to secure their spot here. Poro and Shiro, one of the top seeds of the tournament. I believe they were the 2nd or 3rd seed. I mean, they had a really good performance back at the $3,000 tournament last week, and I mean, they didn't even make top 8 today. Out at 9th due to this team. So I'm curious to see how they're going to perform here. For sure, I think we're potentially in a spot where this is like kind of just like the prove yourself. Right? They already got the big upset to make their spot in the top 8. Now the question is, how far can you take that? Are you going to start beating the other established team, or are you going to end it at the 1? That's like what that's what the goal is here, is to come out on top there.
Yeah, for sure. The chance to play better teams as well. I mean, walking forward to Jungle Asana will be interesting for this matchup. It's the same composition. So I would love to see Falsey and Melly sneak through in this one, get the mirror into lowers quarterfinal. But of course, they got to win this game to do so. Mirror, do you know the cluster and Fifey comp off your head?
Yeah, it's going to be Arya and Morty. Arya and Morty. I think if we can see it now. Fifey, one of the best Aryas throughout the beta. Pretty much one of the most notable Aryas throughout the beta as well. Continuing, we're playing her into the full launch of the game. One of the few Arya reps in doubles right now for full launch as well. Not many people playing Arya in doubles. You see a lot of Arya reps in singles, but most of them usually stick into that mode. He's trying to make it work.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a hard character to team around. These do a lot of their own, plays better stalling, even though that's not going to be the implication early. Fifey instantly goes in to start this one. They do have the Morty, though, whose main objective is to send players up after dirt combo, so that gives some potential here for Fifey to try to work players off the top.
The extra stacks from Weekend as well combined really nicely with Arya if you can get it going, because it makes what would be a kill at like 80 to 100 from Arya potentially killed 10 to 20% earlier if that stacks of Weekend are on. Cluster already though, turn into up air onto the side of Melly. I think what will determine this set is just how good Fifey is at finding openings onto Falsey, because generally when you have Morty Arya, you're going to want to have Arya be the front line because Morty just plays a more supportive role generally anyway. But Gizmo has so many tools at stuffing out Arya. If music notes are active, popcorn music notes, she doesn't really have any meaningful way of dealing with it outside of maybe getting like a perfect down tilt through. She's got the invincibility on her down tilt. Other than that, she doesn't really have any good anti-zoning, so it's going to be a struggle to find damage onto Falsey here. Just letting Melly play the front line, trading out the 2 stocks already, still only at 40% himself.
I like the way they attach to go in, do damage on that combo, and then slowly rack up more from the back end. It's Falsey just to spam arrows. Melly gonna come and looking to finish that one off. The Saren has done just that.
Nice little interrupt from Melly. Fifey finally gets an opening onto Falsey, just immediately gets ruined. Right now they're still trying. I mean, honestly at this point it's like, how are you going to plan on getting into this Gizmo? You're a minute and a half into this game. Everyone is like high percent on their second stock or have already lost their second stock. Falsey's still middling on his first. Like, he's not in a bad spot here at all. Right now they gotta beat up Melly here somewhere, somehow. You gotta take 3 off the Wonder Woman in order to win this one. Nice little neutral attack from Fifey, catches the double dodge in. Has to get a big damage opening onto the Wonder Woman though. Down tilt forcing Gizmo off to the side. Right now he wants to get this opening onto Melly. Melly just playing it slow, but the side special from Falsey gonna force Cluster over to the side. He is able to recover. But 130 on him, any opening onto any player on blue here will lead to their demise. Neutral attack forcing Fifey over to the left. Rewind is gone from the side of Morty, so there's no save remaining. And Falsey, just the car across the stage, manages to clip onto him on the retreat into the corner. And I mean, Falsey, just the name of the game, survival. If you don't die, they can't win.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a really tough matchup. Nades easily dealt with by Wonder Woman projectile block. Falsey just in the back, as you mentioned, can just spam util for Fifey. Like, how do you get in? And then once you get in, how do you stay in? Especially with Falsey's Gizmo attached to Melee, so difficult for this team. They do manage to bring it close. At least it's one stock the difference, but 100%, if they can't find this Gizmo, I don't see this series going far.
I mean, well, see, it really just boils down to, are they going to be able to find this opening, man? It's so hard. Falsey has always been just like one of the best slower players in doubles. He's always been very methodical about how he approaches neutral. And I mean, on a character like Gizmo against a comp like that includes an Arya whose whole character thing is that she blows you up if she hits you. But I mean, if she can't hit you, what is she gonna do? You know, we see Gizmo backpacking onto Melee right away. Melee just playing really aggressive with the dodge notes, getting those active dodge attacks over and over and over. And this is such a good start for this game for Red Team. They've already taken a stock in 20 seconds.
I really like the way they hold shield to start a matchup as well, so Falsey can so confidently take that side special knowing that he's got shield at his disposal. Very nice stuff from this team already, and now you see them start to get more confident. They're willing to put that Gizmo away, willing to play a lot faster. Interested if that will end up being their demise here in this match. Not looking like it thus far.
I see Falsey and Melee playing a lot more active with the Gizmo backpack this time around, just trying to give Melee these notes so we can just dodge through people on repeat. We've seen it twice already in this game. We saw it one time total in the first game. And I mean, it's working so well for them. The winning team making adjustments. Falsey only at 20% in this game, a full minute in. Melee still holding on to the first stock as well. 3 stocks gone from the side of Fifey and Cluster. I mean, you have so many things you can do here if you're Red Team. You don't need to force anything.
Disgusting stall there on ledge for Melee. So much so they're able to make it back. They're connected yet again. Gonna start to look to combo this Morty. They pick up both. That crowd combo comes through. Finally able to take Melee. Falsey off stage as well. A chance to grab that stock back. Not quite able to do so. Shield gonna put them back together. Melee looking to finish this one very early.
Honestly, not a fan of what I just saw from the blue team. They forced. You're so far down in this game, right? And you killed the Wonder Woman and you forced the Gizmo off stage. I think you need to try to force that kill. You gotta go try. You gotta go try, right? And they both backed up to center just to like regroup, play around dirt, maybe a little bit of the turn attack, the down special from Arya. I mean, but you have such a deficit to make up that if you aren't like forcing things in situations like that, you're just never gonna bring it back. Falsey never lost that stock. In Melee and Falsey, I mean, Game 1 was convincing. Game 2, even more so. Just utilizing the dodge notes and the Gizmo backpack so well.
Yeah, they're playing the comp phenomenally. I think this comp is also just a lot better. We'll get the Rebecca again, so unfortunately not going to have like a character swap to jump to. He's going to have to try to figure it out. The only thing I can really think of is try to use a little more Morty poke. We haven't really seen them spam dirt. They're really trying to rely on Arya to get them in, and obviously she's not going to be able to do so. So they almost need to play an even slower game. Hope that Morty projectile can make a connection before they start actually working themselves into that aggro gameplay.
I'm curious to see if Fifey and Cluster are even going to try to change the game plan, or if they're even like really thinking about it, or if it's just like an alright, go next type thing. Because it didn't really feel like they tried anything new in that game from game 1. Maybe you could just have both your players try to run down Falsey. Maybe, like, even though it seems like a bad idea because it's Gizmo and he kind of preys on that kind of thing, it's worth at least trying, you know what I mean? Just mix it up, make him put him into a situation where they aren't as comfortable. Right now, it's just not what they're doing. Explosive car gets the mark onto Cluster. Dash attack for Wonder Woman, gonna force Fifey off stage. The snake shot puts Falsey very low, but he hasn't lost his stock yet. Able to make it back with the side special. If they got that early kill, it would have potentially given them a little bit of breathing room, but they just don't manage to find it. And now Melee and Falsey just trying to push this advantage as far as they can.
You managed to take a stock there. So for the first time, we can say the blue team has a stock lead. Gizmo gonna go off the top and take that lead right back away. Fifey so high, both players gonna chase it. It is gonna be the rewind to bring that player back to stage. So fortunately enough, able to survive, but it's right into the danger of this combo in neutral. Chilling as they are, Morty is gonna start to put some combos together. Jab combo, gonna land all 3. They get some percentage back. and really relying on Fifey to do the work, but so high percent, a recipe for disaster, and it certainly was.
And it feels a little bit weird to say, but we're a minute into this game and Falsey's at 70. That's the most he's taken in any game so far in the first minute. Trying to get a little bit of something going, but this jab from Wonder Woman is going to be really big. Gets the dodge music notes after. It's a lot of damage onto blue, but as long as one of Fifey or Cluster stays alive, it's not that big of a deal. But they need to get another stock onto Melly here if you want to, or onto Falsey. Just the up special up air reversal. Cluster kind of in a bad spot. The charge down to on the Wonder Woman, gonna force him off stage. Runs out of resources. The Sair from Melly. He's gonna, I mean, just the two piece from Wonder Woman, just the nice little full charge down special, full charge down attack, force him off stage. Into Sair. I mean, that's just an early kill, and that's just a convincing 3-0 for Falsey and Melly. Never really felt like they were losing.
Yeah, those little micro interactions for them are so nice as well. Falsey starting to get laddered by Fifey, finds the dodge, goes straight towards Melly so they can activate shield together and come back to restart the combo. Just the way they play around each other is so smooth. Falsey getting chased by Fifey off the top. Melly recognizes it so quickly, able to go shield blast the top, get that stock right back to their direction. I mean, these guys just play intelligent. I tuned into their stream for just a bit. They do actually have some pretty productive comms as well as they play with one another. And it's clear to tell the way that they're able to link up so well with one another. Really, really locking it in.
All right, and that's gonna wrap up our top 6. We have finished the first round of top 8 here. We've gone through the first 4 matches. Davis, Trout, and Cluster and Fifey are both out at 7th. Moving on in losers, we're going to be seeing these guys we just saw. They're going to go against Jungle and Osana. On the other side of losers, we're going to be seeing Dante and Falsify versus Minty and Swerve. We have LeBron in top 6. And then still waiting in winners, we have Kalel and Water Rose Fierce rocking the IG Stripe versus Moises and Misty rocking the Steven Bugs. So we got a pretty interesting mix of players here. A couple of established teams, a couple of teams on a bit of a tear. You wouldn't expect them to go this far, but they're still rocking it. And I'm interested to see how the rest of this bracket goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Any team sticking out to you after the first 4 games?
I mean, I'm not going to say they stuck out to me because they kind of got washed when we saw them. We're not going to go too far into that though. But I really want to see Misty do well in this tournament. Not Misty. Sorry, Minty. Too many. 2 syllables. T's. Yeah, just LeBron. It's always cool to see LeBron do well. He's very strong right now, actually, but just because he's strong doesn't mean he's that represented at all. And I think he has some definitive character flaws that I wouldn't say a lot of the top tiers have. That being said, the ability to bring things to life that the character has, and just the fact that he's in the game, is so fun. Really. It's just so fun, and I always love when he does well in tournaments because I think LeBron is one of those characters to me where if there were more than one LeBron, I would probably hate it. But since there's always like only one LeBron that does well, it's fun to watch. It's like a Yoshi or Yoshi or Pikachu in Melee, where the characters are so cool because there's like 1 or 2 reps of them. But if you saw more of them, you'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think also the fact that Minty does consistently place well on LeBron too. And the fact that has extended now to solos. I feel like there's a lot of characters that do a good job of camping LeBron out. Minty's been able to conquer that. I think having the extra off ball help has certainly helped the character. It's allowed for more combo game as well, reliably giving balls away. I think the big thing holding LeBron back was the fact that if you throw a ball, you don't get it back, it might be kicked. But the fact that he can still have success without a ball has meant that it's been a lot safer to look for some extra combo options, which has made him a lot more fun to watch. So I feel you on that one. I think I'm really looking at Falsey and Millie here from just like the 10 seconds I watched. The vibes were high. They're playing well together. And I love a team that's able to play so in sync, as they've shown us already.
Mm-hmm. Moving on with the rest of the bracket, though, I believe we are going to be jumping back into winners for this next match. So we're going to be seeing the Iron Giant Stripe combination versus the Steven Bugs. We brought it up earlier. Both of these teams on a little bit of a tear right now. Kalel and Water Rose beating Jungle and Osana to make it here in a 3-1 fashion. Pretty good set, pretty solid all around for him. A lot of early kills given away. But hey, they're still here. They're still here. Moises and Misty dominating on their way to get here. I'm going to be honest on that. A very convincing 3-0 against Minty and Swerve. Probably the most convincing set so far we've seen in top 8. I think they've only lost one game in bracket so far. No, it's been one game in bracket so far. They lost one to Falsey and Melly back in their winners top 8 qualifier. But other than that, they dropped 0 games this entire tournament, trying to make a little bit of a run for themselves, trying to secure a dub.
Well, that was really last week for them too. Like last week for them, they go winners semis 3-1 against Falsey Melly, winners finals 3-0, and that's against Jungle and Wa. And then in grands, they play Falsey again, and they win that one in 3-1 fashion. So not only on a tear tonight, but on a tear, it feels like through all of Frostiverse, whether it be solos, whether it be duos, these guys show up and they get the job done. I'll be a moment before we actually jump into this one. So, Mirror Man, we got to give you time to yap, dog. If you want to go into the matchup, you want to yap about it, you got some time.
All right. I'm going to yap a little bit about Bug Steven, right? Because as a resident Bugs Bunny enjoyer, this comp is evil. You are built around getting a lot of really early kill power off the top. Rocket and up air from Bugs both send super far up. Rose Bomb from Steven, up air from Steven, up special into Steven. He can combo into all of those off of a landing nair. Bugs can combo landing nairs into up tilts or up airs a lot of the time. There's so much verticality on this team that it can be really impressive to fight against. And that's not even to mention just the ability of Bugs just to interrupt anything from anywhere with a safe at any given point in time. Steven just generally being an absolute nuisance, able to keep his teammate alive with shields and just bubbles. And it's just so hard to win neutral against them to begin with. And even once you do, they're so good at keeping each other safe, and then they blow you up and when they hit you. They got so much going for them, really. Already we see on the left side of the stage, Misty getting a bit of pressure with the rocket onto the Iron Giant, but he does put himself into burnout in the process, so Water are going to be able to get a bit of damage in return. The question is how is IG going to get out of these Bugs combos right now? I mean, he's just going to be able to sit down from the top last zone, a little bit of space given for him by the Stripe. I mean, they're trying to keep it even so far.
Like that little interaction there. He's like, how does he get out? Stripe comes through, helps beat off Mystic. Oh, that's awkward. But in doing so, the bubble comes through from Voices to get him back to safety. Yeah, maybe interesting word choice, no cat. But up air gonna come through. It's traded rather quickly. It's the high percentage on Mystic now, so a slight lead for Blue Screen.
Up air. I mean, we already saw it once already. We saw Water get a dash attack confirm into gunshots. That didn't lead to a kill because Steven was able to bubble it. That's going to be so big for the Steven Bugs comp in this game. These nairs from Misty catching the dodge in from Water multiple times in a row. Finally manages to catch it up tilt onto the Bugs right now, but they're already playing for their last stock. Stripe's getting the high percent as well. You got to be a little bit scared now. Bugs trying to get a big opening onto the IG. Kalel's going to be able to keep himself safe. This a nice damage from the Sit and the Dynamite combination from Stripe does get a kill onto the Steven. But right now you need to find something big if you want into this game. The jab up tilt up air from Bugs Bunny. Bestie and Voices, I mean, it was down to last stock, but it didn't feel like they were particularly sweating over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just some goofy stocks lost throughout that game one for sure. And I really like the way Red Team handles that last stock as well. IG coming in, trying to save Water. Nah, dog, we don't care. They both just straight look for the up air, try to finish the Stripe there, and I like that. Just hit through. Really rely on the fact that it's going to take a second for startup time for IG to actually make any contact with us here if he does look for side special. So we might as well just go off the top. They do just that. It works out nicely. Do you know what killed Water for stock one?
Like
stock 70.
One? Oh boy, you're telling me to recall 2 minutes ago. I have a short attention span.
Yeah, come on, dog.
I think it was it Rose Bomb up air? Maybe. I think the knockback stack might have been
like 70. Super crazy.
Well, early kills off the topper, it's going to happen versus Bug Steven. Like I said, they got so much verticality. Rose Bomb, Rocket, up airs galore. Nice little parry through the tunnel, actually. Kind of a crazy interaction. Not really seen that one. But, I mean, basically just keeping this opening sequence onto Kalel. It's so hard for Iron Giant to get away from the Bug snares. Finally manages to get away, but he gets clipped by the Steven. Nice little dare at a disadvantage into the Stripe there. Gonna keep them safe right now. It's a good chance to rack up a bit of damage onto the red team. Rocket does knock the Stripe away from the Iron Giant, but Bugs Bunny stuck in the bubble, but the Nair does not get the second hit. a little bit too far away. Lasty forced to stall off stage right now. Stripe gunshot into Dare, gonna force them both over to the left. Everyone's getting towards death percent, but the Bugs Bunny tunnel, mistimed sit from the side of the IG. I mean, dude.
Very nice for Stripe to the top. The bat to finish it when he gets there. Both traded back though by the Stripe. Takes matters into his own hands. Gets this game back to basically even. IG immediately straight back into Nair combo. Moist is going to hit one as well. Off the shield in addition. And the Bugs warding that Stripe off. Making sure IG cannot get away from the blast. Not quite able to finish the job just yet. But still off the top. Sit going to come through. Keeps him up even longer. And both players on red team right now just juggling. But it is going to be the blue team to make it back to stage.
Such a good opening from Moises onto Kalel. Just 140 damage on the IG. Misty went pretty even with Water in the meantime, but because Moises won his 1v1 so convincingly, blue team's now so far behind. You need to find an early kill somehow, some way right here. Let's little Rose Bomb to protect himself from the Stripe opening. Dynamite's going to be a little bit of damage right now, but they're both playing for their lives. Sit from IG comes out, gets a bit of damage onto the Bugs. 3 stacks of weaken. It's actually quite a bit right now. No shields from the Steven. If he can find this dash attack into a gunshot, but he has no bullets in the clips. Dynamite forcing him off stage. I mean, right now, it's just who's going to find the fatal finishing blow first. Dash attacks from Stripe, not going to find the mark. Forced over to the top blast zone, and they kill Steven off the top. I don't even, I was so concerned about the Bugs. I don't even know how Kalel found that. Just ladders Moises up, hits him with an up air off the left side. And I mean, that's just it. 1-1 in the set.
Yeah, Khalil having the extra weight legitimately just floats in up airs as Moises tries to come up for it. So it works out nicely for the blue team. They even things up. And we'll go into game 3 between these two. Any adjustments you're looking for?
I mean, they just got to play their lead better, man. Like, they were so far up that game. They had both of them at 150%. Instead of just, like, playing back, you have a better nickel and dime comp. You have Bugs, Steven. If you just throw things at him, you'll eventually kill him. But instead of doing that, they tried to force the fight, let blue team get back into the game, just in the scrap. And, I mean, it was just a big mistake. They just put him into a spot where they just didn't need to be.
Able to get back early. That was looking dangerous, though, for Water. Gets back twice. Able to beat that Sarah as well. And there you go, the nickel and diamond on its way. Red team going to play very slow here. They're going to stall all the way out here using Bugs Rocket. Was hoping that they'd get somebody on blue to step down. Nobody does. The Stripe will now, but gunshots give him a chance to actually take this one. That's Mystic going to try to work Khalil off the top. Not quite enough for the Bugs. Does rack up some percentage, though. We can say the same thing for the red team, already at 70 apiece. Oh, that rocket combo off the shield had something going for it. It'll be the Stripe taken out at the very least from Moises. Still looking for more. Nair dodge and Khalil a chance to finish. He's done just that.
So far, right now, it's looking like an even game. Potentially an edge guard onto Misty. They are able to find it. You can't really go high against Iron Giant in Rage mode. Those missiles will always catch the jump. It's something you have to be really aware of. Misty giving it to him anyway. Getting caught by one in the top. Right now, he's also getting a little bit blown up on the second stock right now. And since Moises lost his first one, they don't really have a definitive stock tank. And, I mean, Khalel's still at 150%, surviving the Steven up special, but he gets caught by an up air eventually. Right now, the question is, how are they going to get this damage onto the Steven? Side specials, the shoulder bash just coming out from Khalil on repeat, trying to make something happen. On the right side, Water able to find the kill onto Bugs. I mean, it's good damage for the blue team, but red team's not out of this. But this rage mode is going to make it very scary.
Khalil does a great job of warding off the ledge guard there from Misty. It's still finally going to be enough. The bat off the top. Khalil getting carried up even in rage mode where you look for the rocket there if you're Mystic, and Water certainly going to punish. Forces Mystic off the top. It's enough to give blue team the lead.
I'm seeing, I mean, it looks like red team's just getting greedy, man. That first stock where Misty just went high, got hit by a missile, that would have been super avoidable if he just didn't recover high versus rage mode IG. That last stock there got caught jumping towards the top blast zone at like 50, reversaled by the rage IG. I mean, it's just, they're playing close to the blast zones, which are their character's strengths in terms of early kill power, but they're not finding the kills there. The other team is. And that's not good for a team who, I mean, that's your main strength, man. It's you can't let that happen.
I'm gonna say it's not good for winning the game as it currently sits. We'll see. I mean, it's just so high risk, high reward, right? He's a chance to win both of those games in terms of game 2 and game 3. You don't find the kills, though, as you mentioned. You don't win the game. So now playing for what will be their winner's bracket run. They can't find this one. They'll go down to lowers. See, they make that adjustment to not play so heavy in such dangerous spots.
Off to a little bit of a stronger start this time around. Moises was playing, I was going to say Moises was playing a little bit safer, but he immediately gets caught by an air from Khalil. Rage mode's coming out, but he hasn't gotten big value from it so far. His teammate goes down, so he's not going to have any support, just forced to float off stage. I mean, very, very little value on the Rage mode right now. Gets a couple of missiles last second, but that's about as well as you can honestly hope if you're going against that.
Yeah, thwarted nicely by the red team. They both will take some 1v1s here. Water, happy to have that one against Bugs. Oh, that laser gonna push Khalil in for the up air. It's not quite enough to finish the job though against the IG. Bear for both players yet again. Sarah come from Steven. Moises up the top. And do just that.
Oh, dude. Water got caught using both dodges over in the right side of the blast zone, forced to just air stall off stage, took 60 damage for his troubles while his teammate was also getting edge guarded. I mean, I think it's pretty even. It's a small damage lead for the red team, but it's pretty even all in all. I think the big thing is here is once you kill Lasty, you're giving Khalil that rage mode boost. There it is. He doesn't manage to land with it. He pops burst in the air because he didn't touch the ground. They get the kill onto the Bugs. Okay, how much value are they going to get off this? Iron Giant at 75. They have the tunnel to go back and forth. As long as you don't get caught by a green bubble orb, you're not in that bad of a spot. Missiles are coming out. The green orb doesn't find the mark. The rocket off the nair from Misty combos it into the up air, but Iron Giant's going to stay alive at 112%. Stuck fighting for his life over on the left side of the stage. I mean, and they're doing so much damage to Steven for return. It's not over.
Oh, that side bash enough to keep Khalil alive still. I love the way red team's been so patient about this. This last stock scenario, they haven't greeted too hard for it just yet. Misty slowly gonna start to work their way in. IG all the way at 150, but their focus is on the stripe. It'll go off the top. Moises will take it, and we'll move on to a game 5.
Greedy gunshots at the end from Water. He manages to hit the Bugs. He put him into a spot where you could shoot him, but then he got popped up into the top blast zone. And while he was in the top blast zone, instead of playing for his life up there, you have Steven under you. He decided to just shoot the Bugs on the other side of the stage. Steven got a free shark. He really, I mean, you're above Steven. He's probably going to be able to have a chance to get you anyway. It's going to be a dodge mini game, really. But he kind of just gave it to him for free. Just got a bit too greedy. Last stock, trying to make something happen. You know, they're fighting for their life. They're down 100%. I get it, but I mean that kind of decision can cost you, especially against a team like Moises and Misty that's so strong.
Game 5, slight advantage for red team here when it comes to momentum, taking the last game. One of these teams going to punch a ticket to Grands right here as Moises Nair trying to start things off early. Water off the top. Is able to dodge out of that. That up air would have been deadly.
Already see a rage mode coming out from the side of Khalil in this game 5, but they have the Steven house to protect himself. He built a wall, he built a roof. It's his home, and they're making it work. So much damage onto the IG for trying to approach the rage mode. Almost nothing in return. Bugs is somewhat hurt, but Steven only at 30% right now. These stairs forcing Iron Giant off of him over and over. Both people from blue team in a bad spot as well. Burnout on the side of Stripe. Iron Giant stuck stalling off stage. The safe redirect from the Steven coming out. Great save from Moises. Awareness of his teammates dropping the safe on his head. I mean, I think at the Steven kill, it's potentially not bad for blue, but they're down to stock right now. Oh, but do they get this? Oh, they aren't.
Great for Missy to come through and dare that. Moises, if they team this up, they have a chance to take that out. Not quite able to find the stock, but they do very safely get themselves both back up the ledge. Sarah as well to force these players off the ledge yet again. And Mystic able to find that off the bat. Now advantage here and a chance to get one more stock up as well. If they can find Khalil, they certainly have.
It's 2 stocks to 3 right now, but you have good damage on the Bugs and you have both your stocks to play with. You just have to damage this Steven somehow. Get some gunshots and avoids the rocket. Good stuff so far from Water. Specials coming out from IG, trying to get the interrupt onto him. Moises actually deciding to play the front line here, despite him being the one you'd think would play further back. They get the kill onto the Bugs. You have rage mode right now. Second time this game. How much value are they going to get from it? I mean, this Steven shield is in such a good spot, forcing IG to jump just to even shoot the missiles. Oh, but he gets caught by the stop. He gets caught by a stop. That's a lot of damage from down to Steven. He's stuck off stage at 80%. I mean, this is potentially a chance here. One dash attack from Stripe could be the game, but he is in burnout on the right side of the stage, and that means he has to be so careful. Misty, aware of it, comes in with a double Sair, forces him off. Dynamite flings himself back, but Misty I mean, he just pushed off the burnout. Water playing so scared on the last stock, dodging back and forth, all over the place. Misty just so aware of it, confirms for the kill off of the advantage sequence. I mean, that's a game 5 win for Misty and Moises. Closer than I expected, honestly. I expected that set to be pretty rough. Steven and Bugs, you'd think, would probably just bully IG. They were making that work so well for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming down to the wire in every single game. It comes down to a great shield option to put Misty into the spot for the up air, finds it nicely, and pushes their ticket into grand finals. So it'll be these guys yet again to go back to grands. We saw them win in 3-1 fashion last week, and now Moises and Misty back for another bout in grands. Khalil and Water still in this thing. They'll go down to lower semis. Of course, we've got 2 more games in lowest quarterfinals to get there, determine what their opponent's going to be. In lowest finals, excuse me, to determine what their opponent is going to actually be.
Mm-hmm. And on the loser's side of things, give me a second here. I'm trying to see who we're getting. I believe, yeah, okay, So we're going to be getting Minty and Swerve versus Dante and Falsify. Up next, we're going to be seeing the LeBron once again. Probably going to start LeBron Wonder Woman. Maybe Swerve changes later in the set. We'll see. Versus Dante and Falsify, they're pretty much just going to be rocking Black Adam, Iron Giant. That's the comp Dante's always been running in the full launch of the game. It's his most familiar. It's gonna be interesting. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of breathing room from LeBron in this set, potentially. Obviously, there's some anti-projectile stuff on the side of Iron Giant and Black Adam. Yeah. Black Adam's got the bubble. Iron Giant's got the spin. Both of those things can destroy LeBron's balls. But the thing is, I don't think they're as annoying once they get in on LeBron. Like, they're not as explosive once they get in on LeBron as the comp we saw them go against in winners, which means LeBron's going to have a lot more of an easy time fighting to get back into the game if his main toolkit is destroyed.
Interesting. I feel like this will be almost a nightmare for LeBron. You try to work any sort of projectile. It's so hard to be annoying against this setup, but we'll see what Minty's able to find. Obviously, one of, if not the best LeBrons in the game right now. So if there's anyone that can do it, it certainly would be Minty. We'll see. We're getting into game 1 here.
All right, starting off on Trophy's Edge. One nice thing about the stage, if you're LeBron, is jab, jab, dunk works as a kill confirm if you're under one of the platforms. It's something to keep in mind. I don't know if we'll see it, but it could potentially lead to something real early, even though Black Adam and IG are pretty heavy. Right now, Swerve doing a great job getting a big opening onto Falsify. 103 damage on the Iron Giant already, but the Nair reversal from Falsify on the edge means he's going to be doing the same thing right back to Minty. I mean, this opening from Dante is also very good, forcing them both to go up high, off stage, landing there. Minty hasn't really touched for a good amount of time now, but Swerve currently, name of the game, he's just winning neutral over and over, try to get this kill onto this Iron Giant.
Minty not afraid to utilize balls here. You see, get back to stage off of it. Caught in bubble here. That's certainly going to be a confirm. It definitely is. Gone now. Swerve off ledge. Just plenty of time to recover. Gonna grab ball as well. Had a chance to take Falsify early. Still a chance to do so. Get off option gonna be there for Iron Giant, and will go down. Dante now low as well. Both players trying to find him off the top. Neither can.
For sure. Right now, we're basically even in this game. Seeing Minty get a lot of value off of these cross-map ball throws. The full stage dunk as well, going to be 30 damage onto IG. Applies a little bit of weaken as well. Hits it with the jab nair. Keeps the pressure sequence going. Ball forces them to both go low, which means Swerve's going to get a free lasso on the recovery. And I mean, he catches the dodge into the side special. Just this opening off that one dunk from Minty got so much value from Falsify. He basically went from 40 to dead just off of one dunk.
Slight misread there means that Dante able to make it back to stage. Super high percent here, but he's going to get to play behind the IG. Will grab both for extra percentage. Clack going to come out as well. Got a very low Swerve now off of it. Gonna pull his teammate into what is trouble. Side special there. Falsify gonna look to sit for the last, but dodge gonna come through for Minty to keep him alive. Trading stocks as well. Falsify getting carried. A chance to turn this game for red team, but a clap enough to do it. Dante and Falsify to take game 1.
It was such a good spot to be in if you're Minty and Swerve. You just have to kill the Iron Giant. It's a character you've been bullying the whole game. But these up specials from Falsify, we saw it in their last set as well. He's so good at finding these early kills off the side. And I mean, if he gets that, you're in such a bad spot. Black Adam and Iron Giant's got so much bulk to it. that if they manage to kill you once early, that's such a huge deficit to make up, because you already have to do more damage to begin with to win this game, because I mean that's just the nature of their comp. And if you make that margin even larger, you have to win neutral so much more than them.
Game 2 on its way. See what the blue team brings to us. They're going to bring that early anti-projectile yet again. They break LeBron ball pretty much instantly. But you can tell there's so much less fear on the red team this side, immediately taking the fight to them. They spaced it out in game 1. No shenanigans this time. Going straight to him. Falsified, trying to take him off the top. Was looking for a dunk from Minty. Couldn't quite connect it. Falsified does a good job of dodging it. And it's 2 1v1s on their way right now. The Black Adam bullied by the Wonder Woman. A punch good enough to finish it. And Falsified just barely able to recover off the top.
Absolutely phenomenal start to this game for Minty and Swerve, but they are going to get caught in the double bubble. This is potentially really bad. That's a lot of weakened stacks. It's 50 damage onto Minty, 40 damage onto Swerve just off that one opening, and they get caught by the second double bubble. And there we see it this time around. Black Adam getting the double neutral attack. I mean, Falsify, he SDs off of it, right? But they were down 200%. This game is dead even.
Yeah, he did his job. It's all good.
He hit him with the double. The quarter pounder with cheese.
Slowly percentage starting to get racked up in Red's favor yet again. It's big combos coming from LeBron there center stage. Falsify already high percentage here, and it's a 30 and a 20 apiece for this Red team with a chance to take both stocks here and finish this one out early.
We see now both the people on blue. The damage is starting to get racked up. You gotta hurt Swerve somehow. The double nair from Black Adam gonna force him off stage, but IG's gonna lose his life on the other side of the stage. Now Dante, I mean, he's playing for his life, but he's playing the character with the best air stalling in the game right now. Question is, how well are they gonna do it? Do they even decide to go for Dante, or do they go for Falsify instead? This double nair from Falsify is a lot of damage. Swerve's probably gonna lose his life here to a neutral attack. No, he actually barely holds on. Does not die off the top. Gets the trade with the Sair. But they're both at such a high percent right now. They need to get this kill onto the blue team now. This is starting to get really scary for them. Dunk from Minty, recover himself to center stage. The ball sneaks in under the Iron Giant up special. I mean, he's just hitting them with the ball over and over and over. It's 4 in a row, but it's not going to be a kill. Side special going to force Iron Giant up into the up air. It's still not a kill. Minty and Swerve still have to play for their lives here. Oh, the side special gets interrupted from the Iron Giant spin, and the double. The double from Black Adam, the throw off the lightning, just throws them both off the top. And I mean, that's just it. Dante and Falsify bring that back despite such a disastrous start.
Yeah, they turned that one disgustingly. It's the double bubble for double trouble to give them the chance at an even game. Falsify could have had it even stronger. Does manage to SD. All good, though. But it's Minty and Swerve slowly comboing that game back. But as soon as Falsify and Dante get reconnected in neutral stage, it feels like the game's over. Minty and Swerve fighting their way to get back in. Can't quite do so, and it's just percentage racked up until Dante's able to finish the job.
It's hard not to point fingers at the lack of rage mode awareness, but you can't, like, it's gonna happen, right? Sometimes you're gonna get caught in the big green ball of death from Iron Giant in rage mode. But both of you, that's bad. Both of you twice? That's even worse. Both of you twice in a single rage mode? Okay, man. At some point, I mean, that game was down to the wire despite that. They basically had 2 stocks get deleted by a rage mode, and it was still very, very close. But, I mean, we saw how this stage went last time. This on Trophy's Edge, it went a lot better for Falsify and Dante than it did for Minty and Swerve. Right now, damage in favor of blue team. Dante hitting these rising forward airs over and over to keep the pressure up. Early rage mode as well on the side of Falsify. How far are they going to take it? They don't get caught by the first bubble, but there is going to be one more to deal with inside of this rage mode.
Right now, this is blue team doing big combos, hitting and running, getting straight out. It's a double clap. It's not looking good, Mir.
They had such momentum in the second game, and they threw it all away. And right now, it's all coming up. Falsify Dante, big double dare from Dante, forcing them both over to the right. Nair to catch the jump from Minty as well. He's already at 70 on the second stock. Dante is lapping him in terms of percent. Right now, and then Swerve getting a bit of an opening on the right side. Lasso into something on Dante, but I mean, right now they finally get one right there. Don't get the Nair off the jab from the side of Minty. Dante's still holding on to his first. I mean, if Falsify gets extra credit on Swerve here, it's really good for the blue team. I believe they're going to finally be able to kill the Black Adam right now. Swerve's low enough percent to where this is still doable. He just has to act as the tank a little bit. Good damage opening from Minty. He takes Iron Giant off the top at 50%. Okay, we're back at it. We're back at it. Just catches both the dodges, forces them up air into ball throw, into up air, into rising there. It's just so much damage from Minty. The pressure's still on right now. Swerve has to hold on to this stock. He's at 80%. In terms of overall damage, it's even, but Swerve's the one who's closest to death. Big dunk coming out from Minty. That's going to be stacks of weaken onto the IG. Now's your chance to bully. 112% on him. He is going to be able to reset over to the right side of the stage. Stuffs out double jumps from Minty. Good opening from Dante to force them both over to the left right now. But this is looking rough. You got caught in the bubble. But Swerve has Dante off stage, trying to read a dodge. He's caught by a missile. He is stuck in burnout at the edge. Minty get caught by the bubble once again. I mean, it's just the bubbles, man. The bubbles from the rage mode, Falsify, making them work every single time. And that's a 3-0 for Dante and Falsify.
This is the extra piece of zoning util. It's so much to look out for. You're watching for Black Adam util, you're watching for grab, you're watching for ground pounds, and then on top of that, you got to try to watch a bubble. It's too much. You only have 2 eyes as a human, and unfortunately, they're not quite able to get the job done. Minty and Swerve make it look close, but they cannot find themselves a win. They'll fall. GG's to them. A good bracket run for them as well, but it's lower semis moving forward for Dante and Falsify.
You're in the spot in top 4. Pretty good tournament for IG so far. Two reps in top 4. People have been I won't say everyone, but I'm not going to name names, but there have been some people as of recent that's like, IG's not that good this patch. Surely, guys. Surely he's not that good. They're making it work. 2 of them so far. Both of them losers, mind you. Both of them losers. Winner's side, we still got the Steven Bugs comp. But I think for now, we're going to be hopping over to the loser side. The other side of losers quarters, which is going to be Jungle and Osana versus Falsey and Melly.
Yeah, should be a mirror match. Should be 2 Wonder Woman Gizmo compositions. So it's interesting to see which one takes the cake. I don't think we've seen these squads play each other before either. So not a ton to go off of. It just kind of comes down to where the vibes are today. Falsey and Melly have been in lowers longer. So if I want to give the edge to anyone, it'd be Jungle and Osana who get knocked down later.
I believe it's also very. I also want to bring it up because you mentioned that this might be a mirror match between Wonder Woman and Gizmo. I'm going to say it could be because Osana also a lot of Steven games today. Wonder Woman Steven, one of the classic comps. Even back in the beta, it was one of the best comps throughout the game back then. One of the best comps in the game for the full launch as well. Just a lot of stacking strengths that worked well together. Giving Steven extra shields is really nice on the side of Wonder Woman. Steven can do the same thing, buy Wonder Woman time for her cooldowns as well. They ladder well together, they combo well together, they drag down well together. Just a lot of synergy in basically every single part of their kit. Wonder Woman Gizmo, on the other hand, a lot more of a traditional comp, I would say. You got the one character designated front line, one character designated back line. Back line acts as support for the front line. So it's a lot less combo merging per se, but it's a lot better role-wise merging. It'll be interesting to see how this works out. I think traditionally Gizmos hate the Steven matchup in particular because Gizmo has a lot of his main tools getting destroyed by Steven. Steven Nair one-shots the car very easily. The shields will block the arrows. In general, if Steven just randomly throws out Sares in neutral, it can reflect random arrows as well. Right. Although that's usually less relevant and less intentional just because of how fast arrows move. That being said, we are going to be seeing the Steven here in this game 1, I can confirm. And we will be going Trophy's Edge, the Classic, once again.
All right, who will meet Dante and Falsify? We'll see in this one. Another best of 5 on its way. The second side of lowers corners. We're getting down to it. A chance to punch a ticket to the top 4 here in this one. Game 1 on its way. Falsey and Melly saw them already. A confident game win for them. Can they do so again? Coming off a hot 3-0 against Cluster and Fifey. Does that momentum carry into this one?
All right, we're going off game 1 right away. We're seeing, I mean, it's fun to watch like the differences of how Gizmo plays because I feel like Falsey uses Gizmo backpack way more than any other Gizmo, right? I think Melly's also one of the best players at using it right now. Just the fact that Gizmo can go on your backpack, spam those down attacks, get out those music notes that you can actively pick up while running, give yourself those free dodge attacks. It's working out pretty well in terms of damage for them so far. Already 104 on the side of jungle. Melly trying to keep this pressure sequence going on the edge guard, reverses it over to Osana. And Falsey just doing as he always does, making sure he doesn't lose his stock while his teammate goes ahead and just Wonder Woman tipper up air has got to be one of my favorite things to hit in the game, man. That sound effect, there's the shing. When you hit that, oh, it's so satisfying.
The start time makes it so hard to hit too. When it comes through, especially going down, it's so tough. Nice for Melly. Is going to get traded out there though, pretty early as well. So a chance for red team, very much so, still in this one. Falsey back to the backpack. They're trying to find Asana here, but he's going to nair back, and so much so he's able to take the Gizmo. That's a 2 stock to 1.
The one nice thing about the Gizmo backpack is you share damage with your teammate while you're on it. If they take damage, you take a little bit of damage, but you don't take knockback. However, he stayed on it a little bit too long. He was on the backpack right as the timer on it ended, and as soon as the backpack ended, Steven got the up air to get the kill on him, and that should be a spot where Falsey shouldn't have really been having to risk his life. Jungle and Osana turning it around a little bit right now. Steven at 150%, not really a percent you should live to against Wonder Woman Steven, a comp that has like a pretty good amount of kill power throughout, just doing such a good job of staying alive. The dash attack will finally find the mark. And the question is who's going to tank longer between Falsey and Osana. We saw Falsey do a lot better at not taking damage, but Osana lived a lot longer anyway in that first stock.
Shield to put jungle in yet again, and even high percentage willing to take it straight to the opposing Wonder Woman. Melly still getting comboed. They'll pop shield as well. Out of it now, and still is jungle playing the front line at 150. He's got so much extra mileage off that stock. Is gonna lose it now, but it's 80% already for Melly, looking to hold on and get back to Falsey.
Gonna need to make something happen here. They need to make a miracle. Steven trying to protect himself a little bit with the Rose Bomb. Melly forced to retreat over to the left side of the stage. Falsey is able to protect him and actually racks up a lot of damage as well. Jungle in burnout right now means he will be taking a lot of damage, but that jab from Jungle confirms it into the up tilt will be enough to take the stock on Melly. And honestly, I feel like Osana played so well that game. So much damage with the landing nairs, so good at survivability, kept his teammate alive with the shields. It was so much value provided from the Steven.
Yeah, that Steven value lets jungle live so long. That stock all the way up to 150, enough to trade his own stock as well. That extra mileage goes so far for this team. And the read from jungle is nice as well. The fact that he sits in burnout, knows that Melly is going to try to greed for that, and just walks straight back in. Baits him out with the bait and switch, walks away, comes right back in, able to take it off the top. Just good reads there. Slight edge, I'd say, in the Wonder Woman 1v1 for jungle over Melly.
For sure. It was so weird because Melly started the game off so strong as well. Got that 100% in like the first 30 seconds or so, but it felt like he didn't really do much from there on out in terms of making things happen. He got the Steven to live too long as well. I think this game will go a lot differently if they don't let Steven live to 150, mind you. But, I mean, we'll see. Just these Sares from Osana stuffing out Melly on the approach over and over. Gets it with the dodge as well, and it is such good damage. Jungle got the interrupt at the perfect timing right when he needed to as well. Car's going to be out on the center of the screen. You got to be a little bit careful of that. Steven's going to try to protect his teammate over on the left side of the stage. I mean, dude, the amount of Sares Osana has found this game has been insane. It's been like 6 or 7 already.
Doing a good job of letting it jungle frontline. Makes it a lot easier to sneak through and find that Sare. Landing there on its way. Both players caught off stage right now. Tough recovery options for the blue team. It's one going low, one going high. They do manage to both make their way back to stage. A link up yet again, but it's Steven putting the work in. Osana was looking for that Sarah. Does get broken up by the Nair, but enough to finally finish it there. That's Melly stock gone. Now both going to play for the Gizmo. That's going to cost them a fair back for jungle. They make a nice trade.
Right now, basically even in this game so far. Getting a lot of value out of the backpack from the side of Melly. These dodge notes into the dash attacks. Getting jungle up to 50, 100 on the Steven, but I mean, jab nair from Steven, gonna force Gizmo off stage, but Falsey finds a reversal dare, still not gonna kill. Gizmo dare, one of the weakest dares in the game, gonna get reversal. It was just back and forth reversals there, honestly, but Steven coming out on top, leading to a kill for jungle and Osana. Sarah from Wonder Woman coming out, trying to even it up, just like that though.
Surprised that killed. But happy to have it if you're Melly. Unfortunately, he's going to lose that stock right back to the direction, so it will get turned yet again. Jungle, low percentage. If he can get this mileage yet again, can sway this game back in their favor. It is going to be the stock lead as it currently sits for the blue team. Car's on its way. Does not get destroyed, but it does get shielded. Jungle going to start to carry this one as well, trying to save his teammate. Has enabled his teammate to get back to stage.
This is looking pretty good. Well, I mean, it's looking pretty good for red team so long as Osana stays safe. You have jungle as the ability to be frontline. I'm surprised at how aggressive Osana is playing despite being the last life here, coming into these nairs and Sares. I mean, it's working out though. Jungle's forced Melly all the way over to the right side of the stage. Able to put up some bubbles as well to protect himself. Careful now, one hit onto the Wonder Woman. That's strong, can lead to a kill. 130 honor, makes it back with the armor, but she's still stuck stalling off stage. Sarah protects herself. Side special from Gizmo and dash attack from Wonder Woman, buying themselves a little bit of room as well. Melly just can't seem to land. Finally makes it back one time, gets the neutral attack onto the Steven, but it's not going to kill. He actually manages to live off the side. Falsey trying to make something happen. I mean, oh, but now they're both. Oh, it's so scary.
So high.
Dude, everyone's one hit from death. They're getting launched back and forth, but no one's dying. Wonder Woman's trading dash attacks back and forth. Jungle neutral. Melly's about to have shield off cooldown here in 3 seconds, but he gets caught by the full stage lasso. Jungle just throwing it out. It's the Hail Mary play, and it does work in their favor to secure them a 2-0 lead in the set.
Yes, that extra dodge to slide in as the lasso's thrown to get that extra inch to be able to take that one as they sit back and rest into neutral. Man, that was so close though for both teams, down to the wire. I love the way Asana is using these Sares as what is like anti-greed patrol. Every time Melly and Falsey have jungle high percentage, they jump in, they look for that early contact close, and Asana able to just sit there, throw Sares out. I think that's why he's hitting so many, as you mentioned.
For sure, just making it work on repeat. I think, oh man, it starts so well for Falsey and Melly every time. They get the Gizmo backpack, they get a big damage opening, but it just feels like without that music note support, they're just not able to win neutral or push as hard off their openings as hard as Jungle and Osana. You see it once again right away, the backpack pressure. I mean, it works every time for them. They're doing so good with it. Force Jungle off to the side, 50% on him. Jungle, I mean, he hasn't really won neutral yet, but Falsey's kind of in a rough spot off stage, but it doesn't really matter. Melly, just the landing there into dash attacks, just racking it up over and over again onto the side of Jungle.
Jungle is able to make it back there, gonna throw out an air of his own to clear the extra space, but still not looking good right now. Hasn't really been able to commit back to neutral. Gonna get hit by Car now as well. Not the explosion though, so still alive, but Melly will take the teammate, and Jungle all the way to 150 yet again. We've seen him live here for a bit of time, but gonna need to live here for a very, very long amount to get mileage back. Not able to do so.
Special. That was a good awareness from Melly. Saw the arrow hit him, instantly jumped up there for the up special. Just nice little team stuff. Already racking up a lot of damage onto Asana's second stock as well. Even though that's supposed to be the team stock, they're doing an absolutely good job at making sure he doesn't have a presence in this game. Jungle's gonna be able to put himself into a position where the Rose Bomb gets the kill onto Melly. But I mean, Falsey's still on the first stock. These up air for the edge stall gonna be able to hit Osana as well. Protects his teammate with these arrows off stage. He's still holding onto his first stock a minute and a half into this game. And it's such a good game from Falsey so far.
Deals with Car quickly, a chance to turn this one back to their directions. Players pretty low percentage too if you can clear these stocks quickly. Enough kill power to do so on the team. Falsey goes far, not enough though to take that one. Sarah is going to. Jungle starting to get comboed by Melly. They're waiting out this shield. Down tilt, no one there to finish though. As Falsey gets back connected with their Wonder Woman now. Does the red team have enough in the tank to try to convert this one?
I mean, it's possible, but they're both at death percent right now. You have to, honestly, you gotta try to get a 0 to death on Falsey. You gotta go crazy on him right now. Sana trying to make some space happen, comes into the surfboard, gets interrupted. Melly has a little bit of armor to protect him as well. A DI from Jungle and not TIing up on that neutral attack would have killed him off the top if he did. I mean, they're making some damage happen, but it's just not enough. It's just not enough. The hit comes out during the backpack. Falsey and Melly get on the board. Not gonna lose the set 3-0.
And the start of that game feels so convincing for blue team as well. I'm not sure what the adjustment is there, but they feel so much more confident, at least for the first bit of that game.
I mean, they really, it just boiled down to they got the same opening we've seen every game where they backpack right away and they make a lot of things happen off of it. What changed is that even after that opening ended, Melly was still winning neutral. He got a landing nair dash attack onto Steven, turned it around, another nair landing dash attack, hit it on the Wonder Woman, chased her with a jab neutral attack. Just 70 damage on both in the first little bit of the game. Really just set them up into a position where they could just hold their lead and just play off that throughout. Right now, once again, we see the backpack making work. Falsey getting 50 damage onto the side of the Steven. No value off the car, though. Right.
Couple
Ellie
there,
trying-
none of them gonna find their mark.
It's kind of funny because Wonder Woman landing there in particular is really good versus herself because of the armor. You know what I mean? It's one of the best armor break moves in the game, and because of that, you know, the Wonder Woman's always going to have armor or potentially a Steven bubble or Steven airing on her and giving her some armor some other way. You know what I mean? So just coming in with that landing there, it just provides a lot for your team. I still say from Asana to secure the first stock onto Melly. Question is here, is Falsey going to be able to hold on to the stock for a long period of time? They have the backpack, which means Melly has a chance to go forward, but you need to make sure Falsey doesn't get off the backpack in a bad spot. You see him get swatted away right there, and I mean it's the same thing we saw in game 1, where the backpack ends right in front of them, which means he just gets swatted away into a kill. Sound and Jungle trying to rack up some extra credit.
That's great patience from the red team though to create that opportunity. They walk all the way back to the edge of the ledge, force the blue team to approach and waste that time. They do a great job of doing so. They do get traded back now. It's 86% for Melly, still a pretty close game, but the blue team gotta lock it in.
They got to get some damage somewhere. These arrows coming out, getting a little bit of armor break going.
Oh,
but
the double fair is so rough.
I mean, no, this leaves red team with a choice here, right? They aren't forced to run down Falsey. They don't have to. They can just fight Melly once again if they choose to do so. Nice little openings from Melly so far, though. If this explosive card finds the mark, it's actually not that bad from blue team. Up air from Gizmo comboing into the nair from Wonder Woman. It's a lot of damage onto Jungle. Up air from Falsey. Jungle's low on resources. I mean, they can just keep chasing him. 80% on him. Even if they don't find the kill, it's still really good for blue. And Falsey, he hasn't taken any damage in a full minute. Melly hasn't even gotten a hit on this stock yet, and what was looking good for red, it's now looking a little bit scary. Now it's looking like you might have to force it onto Falsey, but he's in backpack mode, and you can't really do that against him.
Still sitting on shield here too if you're the blue team. They'll pop it now, so they're gonna look to chase stocks. They got the first. They can chase this Wonder Woman all the way off ledge, and they know it. Steven is gonna come back and give some extra shield, but it's a dare to finish the job. Blue team coming back swinging. They'll take game 4.
That last half of that game was so strong from Melly and Falsey. That was a minute and a half straight of just not taking damage, just winning neutral over and over. They got off 2 Gizmo backpacks. Both of them have crazy value. They did so much damage to Jungle. I think one of the people between Jungle and Asana has to sit back further. They both decided to get thrown into the mix, and instead of either person being a support or either person being a stock tank, they both just got comboed. And I mean, they just threw away their lead.
Always love a good crossover.
Yeah, you know, eventually you start to get a bit confident. I think especially for Jungle in the Melly matchup. And Melly's doing a really good job of faking him out. I mean, the double fair to come through to take Jungle's second stock. The extra options coming out of this Wonder Woman matchup, I think, have really changed things. So we'll see. It's the same combo early for the blue team. They've got big percentages yet again. They're going to break shield incredibly early. That gives some options here for this red team to look to take stocks early.
I think every single backpack we've seen this entire set has gotten so much value from Melly and Jungle. Jungle does get a big combo opening onto Melly on the left side of the stage, though. Waits out the dodge and catches him with the up special. So it's a stock lead for the red team, despite being at a damage deficit. We have to see how long they're able to hold on to these. We've seen throughout the set that they're usually pretty good at taking onto their stocks. Melly needs to be able to find this if they want to win this game 5 here. Gets an up special onto Asana, forces Jungle off to the right, tries to wait out the dodges. But the bubbles from Steven gonna let Jungle have the space to make it back in order to stay alive.
Like that blue team didn't greed for that as well. They didn't let Osana spawn and get anything going on the back of them. That's enough to finish. They'll catch him on ledge, able to finish that with just a simple jab combo. So Jungle will reset, Osana will reset. It's a stock lead for blue. Falls, he gotta stay alive and can't quite do so. Asair to finish that one. That's put us about even.
I want to see this watermelon Steven get a little bit of value. He tried to duff someone right there. He actually ate an arrow. That actually is pretty good value already. There's still 12% save for the little boy fella that lives the dash attack. Dude, look at him go up there. Right.
Bro, his true value is that he just makes the game so hard to play if you're not used to it.
Dude, he just interrupts hits. He's actually eaten like 5 hits so far. He's actually provided so much. Dash attack though from Melly gonna finally kill him. Sad days if you're a Watermelon Steven fan. As long as Falsey stays alive here, he's in a good spot, but he gets spiked off the edge. F50 from Osana. And I mean, they were at a % lead on the side of blue team, and now they're behind. Melly manages to make it back with this air, but they need to be able to kill this kill onto Steven somehow, some way. Wonder Woman's gonna lose her life. It's gonna be a neutral attack off shield. He dies. It actually kills the Stacks of Weekend. Last stand coming in clutch from Melly, and Melly and Falsey secure the reverse 3-0. Dude, that was so close to not killing. That was so close to not killing. That had to be like perfect %.
Yeah, you sit there, you charge that thing up. It'll kill at 90 if you charge it, and you're on the very edge of ledge as well. Out of jab combo, if you can charge full, hit stuns long enough that it gets about 75% charge, and it should kill every time. And I think the fact that Asana doesn't expect his teammates' stock to get lost there allows for the Wonder Woman to fully focus, and I don't think if you're the Steven player, you're expecting that to be an option. Very tough reverse 3-0. You know, that's how the cookie crumbles. Big adjustments coming through from this blue team to punch their ticket into loser semis. They'll play Dante and Falsify here on our next set.
Mm-hmm. And that last stock was so crazy too, man, because, I mean, Falsey, he lost his stock at 50. He got spiked off the edge by Steven off the wall, got a little bit too greedy with his ledge stalling, thought he could stay out there longer than he could, eventually started slipping down, got killed off of it. But they still managed to come out on top. Just Melly just doing a great job securing both kills at reasonable percents. That was the name of the game in the first couple of games. Jungle and Osana live in every single stock till 150. As the set progressed, you started seeing that number go down, 140, 130. At the end there, it was a 90. And I mean, it was just the difference maker, man.
I thought we saw Melly get a lot more confident towards the back half of that set as well. Jungle, I felt like strongly in games 1 and 2, winning the Wonder Woman matchup, and then suddenly it's a take back to the direction. Millie starts playing a lot more comfortable, is looking for nair options, isn't scared of working into those combos, and it works really nicely for that team. So they're able to take the win. The work in to Dante and Falsify as mentioned, the IG, and that's the Black Adam as well.
Mm-hmm. This is going to be IG Black Adam. I believe we're about to be getting into it right here. Dante and Falsify on a little bit of a loser's run, a little bit of a loser's tear themselves, making their way pretty far in the bracket. This matchup's going to be annoying. We saw them deal with this kind of stuff pretty well in the last set versus Minty Hippo, where they're doing pretty good at making the zoning not really a big issue. Gizmo's zoning does a bit more damage than LeBron's. While LeBron's is more annoying, Gizmo's will actually just kill you and do millions of damage. So they have to be a bit more aware of not actually getting hit by them whatsoever, I think, against this specifically. I think the approach power of Wonder Woman with the landing nair onto both these characters is also really insane. Neither of these characters are really that good at stuffing out Wonder Woman nair approaches. And I mean, same as last set, we're seeing these sets start off with the Gizmo backpack, trying to get that big early value, and it's working every single time for them.
Well, Wonder Woman can beat up IG so easily that if Falsey is able to really just do work and keep Dante away, they can absolutely delete this IG so fast. That arrow gonna finish the job after the jab combo from Melly forces them off stage. That's nice early. They've already got a Black Adam stock and started to work on it again off the spawn. Rage mode basically negated, didn't even think about it. It'll expire now as these players still incredibly low percentage.
Mm-hmm. The damage rack up from the side of blue team so far. I mean, they're not doing a good job at killing Falsify, but it really doesn't matter. Falsey only at 20% right now has... Oh man, they're just not able to get this kill onto Falsify. They weren't able to forever. Well, he was at 180, but I mean, Falsey's still only 30% now. They're just getting so much extra credit on this first stock. Falsify finally getting an opening onto the Gizmo here with the jab nair. Sayer not going to kill Falsey though. He is able to make it back to the stage. Almost gets caught by the top hit. I mean, Melly, it's going to be a kill onto both, so it's not unwinnable at all, but it's pretty hard.
Yeah, these players can kill so fast. And they did just that. So almost even, slowly working in that direction. Melly gonna spam dares here. Rage mode activated for Falsify, but not on stage, so can't really utilize the tools. Gonna lose it now as well. Backpack yet again to try to force the issue, but Dante gonna save his teammate, so spares the combo there. Melly still wants a piece of it, gonna get caught by side special because of it. Gotta slow tempo down just a little bit for this Wonder Woman's got separated from Falsey. And Falsify wants everything to do with that. Dante gonna finish that one as well. That's a player off stage. Awkward for the Gizmo. Does manage to trade it though with the like as a teammate.
Iron Giant forced to play for his life now. 160% in the air. If he does land, he has rage mode, and that can be a game changer. He pops it out right now, but he gets stuffed over to the side. The question is how is Dante gonna make use of this? You have Iron Giant playing back with the missile support, but the Gizmo side special, that projectile immunity just flies through the rockets. And it gets the kill onto IG. He had to play a little bit further back. Don't know if he forgot about it. Don't know if he wasn't thinking about it. Falsey aware that, the IG got too close to me. I can just throw out my main kill move here. Able to secure it. And it came down a little bit closer than you'd think it would be, given the start for Falsey and Melly.
Yeah, Dante and Falsify, insane kill power. And they do a good job of trading back stocks 1 and 2 very quickly. Fortunately, it's just Falsify and continuing to rack up huge percentages. Live to 180 first stock, so does have a lot of life left. Pushes into that Gizmo at about 130 as well, recognizing the fact that, hey, I can live a little longer. I can probably tank this hit. Greeds for it, pays the price. Game 2 on the way.
All right. Landing there from Melly. We see the backpack come out once again. Trying to get some value going. It's a good lightning grab from Dante to throw both of them out, but Falsify is low on resources off stage, but so is Melly. A little bit of a weird ledge situation going right now, but it's looking like it's going pretty far in blue team's favor in terms of damage. Iron Giant already at 100 in this game. Dude, these down airs from Melly, he's just forcing Falsify off. This might get close to killing with the yeah, I was gonna say, he has nothing left. He used everything to try to get the chase onto Falsify there. I don't know. Melly, he threw out like a side special, like with his armor while Iron Giant was spitting, and that's like a multi-hit, so that's gonna shred through that too fast. It was a little bit greedy, but I mean, they're not really at much of a deficit right now. I was saying until the double jab from Iron Giant coming out.
Yes, Melly again using dodge options really early, has nothing left on the top, and Dante can easily just combo that one off.
I just need to see them play. I don't know. It feels like they just need to play a little bit more safe in some of these situations. Yeah. This is like the second time already that Melly has died in this game. Falsy's still on the first. He's getting beat up a little bit off stage as well. Not that far behind in this game, so long as they get good damage onto Dante. But you have to deal with Iron Giant in rage mode, which can be a little bit scary. He gets caught by the bubble on the way on, but it's not going to be that much damage. But the rockets are starting to rack up. Lightning grab from Black Adam doesn't find the mark. At least trying to make something happen. Oh, he's going to take so much damage, man. He's just running in over and over. 50 damage off the launch. Iron Giant up special going to catch him over towards the side, trying to go high. Falsify. I mean, I'm going to say it, bro. Falsify's up specials are like the best in the business, bro. He finds so many kills with that move off the side, more than any other Iron Giant I see.
It's hard to escape too. You activate it and you get a player stuck in that top corner. It's so hard to get out of. So you can dodge read it. It's pretty much over. I think that one really comes down to the fact that Melly and Falsy just won 4 straight games, ran through for that reset, came into game 1 feeling pretty confident. I think they slowly start to overheat. So got to kindle the flame a little bit here in game 3. You know, you guys are playing well, yes, but don't overextend yourself. I think we see Melly do exactly that. Ends up leading to 2 very early stocks lost. The team's basically cooked at that point. So here in game 3, I think you call it great. Blue team just got to slow down a little bit.
It's really just the advantage state. I just can't get reversaled as much, I think. I would also like to see, someone in chat said it, more grounded side specials from Melly when Iron Giant's in rage mode in particular, just to like give himself that projectile immunity. He was getting caught by so many rockets throughout. So far, though, this game's working out pretty well for them. Early rage from Falsify, but it's good damage from the side of Falsy and Melly, so long as they don't lose their stocks. Falsy running that extra jump perk, so even if he gets spiked off stage, he'll get an extra jump back every time, so you're not going to be able to kill him that easily. Holding on to the umbrella in the backpack as well to try to help mitigate the rage mode, and it's looking pretty good for the blue team right now with the damage.
Are going to come in, and that's enough to kill Dante dead early. And Falsify, oh, that lasso not quite going to connect. It finds Dante instead. Not quite the player you're wanting to grab there if you're Melly. Chance to grab falls off the top. Does recover nicely. Straight into side special, though. And Melly and Falsy playing a much slower game. Greed a little bit for the punch there, but you dodge back to the direction, so all good. Now that combo coming through the Gizmo. Gonna get caught off the top. Dante reads the dodge. Able to take that one away.
They're doing such a good job so far in the set, catching those dodges at the top last zone. We already saw him get one in game 1. The bubble from the side of Falsify going to interrupt the kill from Wonder Woman as well, living to 203%, dude. And then he reads the dodge in from Falsy with another bubble, force him up to the top. It's not going to be a kill, barely not enough. But I mean, this is so much extra value from Falsify in this first stock. You would have thought he would lose it a minute ago, but he's still holding on. Now they have a chance to beat up Melly. So much extra credit right now, forcing them both off stage. This lightning grab from Black Adam doing a bit of damage as well. Forcing Gizmo down low. Falsify trying to get these kills onto the side of blue team. He's not, I mean, he's taking some damage in return, but he's not really at risk of dying here with his weight. And he has another rage mode as well already.
Oh my God, Melly is just swinging. I've not seen Melly go 1 second without having the sword out in some fashion. Just absolutely swinging. It was fair, dare. Just trying to hit this IG. Dare instantly back out again. Even in burnout, Melly does not care. Is looking for the IG off stage. Falsify gonna go so deep. They almost connected with that one. Lasso back, kick up. A chance to finish that one off the side special. Falls gonna turn the car around. Doesn't quite land. And Melly greeting yet again. Gonna get caught by the dare. He's dead.
This is scary for Falsify. You're at 200%. Falsy's also at high percent, but if he gets caught by a gizmo arrow, he could just die at this. It's gotta make something happen if you're Dante here. He's trying to. He comes in with the dare. He doesn't find the mark onto Falsy. Gets a little bit of an opening onto the Wonder Woman. Tries to make a read. Doesn't get anything big though. Explosive car coming out. Manages to fly to the top last zone using all of his gas to make it up there. It's great dodges from the side of Falsify. They actually force Falsy off. And dude, he has the best up specials in the business, bro. He doesn't miss every single one.
Oh man.
It's insane.
Yeah, the reward there is so huge if you can find it. You just cannot stop finding it. Man, I gotta think though that game goes the other direction if they just slow down still. I mean, they start the game so clean. The blue team, they have spacing, they have timing, they have a stock lead, and they just slowly work the pace up more and more, really trying to find Falsify early. And I think that just leads them the other direction. It starts to let Dante get into the game. They stop considering the Black Adam as much. They let that util start to activate, and then suddenly, next thing you know, they lose the game.
They just need to find the kills, man. I'm also not a fan of how Melly was playing that last time.
Hey, bro, they're looking for the kills. Trust me.
They're running at your gizmo, right? There's two things you can do, which is either play around your gizmo and swat the people jumping him, or just run in and be as big of distraction as possible. And I feel like he was like sitting in the middle ground where he wasn't really doing either. Right. Nice little dodge notes coming out at the start, but they waited out perfectly. Falsify with the well-timed jab to get the punish. However, they're still down a little bit in terms of percent. Wonder Woman trying to make some things happen here. It's a big dare from Melly. Getting some dodges going as well. And here we see the rage mode already from Falsify in this game. Oh no, Falsy. Oh, he just gets double sat on, man. I'm telling you, Falsify, he is making these games happen. He is finding so many early kills in like the craziest of situations where they just can't be, I mean, you can't just be dying here. Up special forceful, Falsy all the way off to the side. Melly dies off of it. Falsy's in burnout. It's so good for the red team despite this. I just don't get it, man. How are they finding these?
And the float from Falsify to go all the way to the top of the blast zone. Can't even see the character anymore. He's so high to get back to his teammate. Dante is going to go down. They can find this IG. They can get it back to even. They've been able to do so. The red team with a dominant lead, but the blue team walking it back.
All right. We're going to be seeing some spins from IG coming out right now, trying to mitigate these gizmo arrows. They got some damage onto Melly, but right now, pretty even overall. Nice little backswing from Dante. Gets the trade with the Wonder Woman. Explosive car hits Iron Giant for a fat 24. He's pretty close to having rage mode if Dante takes any damage here, but Falsify wants to be the one in the front right now. The jab onto the nair, onto the gizmo, into the clap is going to be enough. They hold him in place for long enough, and now Melly has to play for his life at 120%. Falsify has rage mode as well. Throws these missiles over to the side to keep the pressure going. Dante, what's he going to do? Is he going to play slow here? It looks like he is. He doesn't opt for the edge guard. He lets Falsify go for it instead. Bubble to protect from the gizmo as well. Nair into Stare from Iron Giant. Doesn't find the mark. They're trying to cheese him. They're daring, but it's not hitting. No one's dead. Off the wall. The down air from Black Adam. They wanted to get the kill onto IG, but the only gizmo down air just isn't strong enough. Melly needed to be the one to find it, and they don't manage to find it.
That is so tough. Bro's just spamming. He just isn't high enough. He's just a little too low. He needs an up air first. Instantly looks for dare. He's just too low.
He just didn't space it well. I mean, that's just the name of the game, man. If you misspace your moves, you're just gonna get punished for it. Dante and Falsify securing their spot in top 3, continuing the losers run on a fantastic run right now. I believe they lost. Was it winners qualifiers or winners round 2? It went in winners. Let me check. They lost winners round 2 to Falsy and Melly. They lost to Falsy and Melly in winners round 2, so they just got their revenge. And then in losers, they've been on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 set winning streak now to make their spot in top 3. Pretty darn good run. Pretty darn good run. We're going to be seeing the Iron Giant Ditto as well going into this next one.
It's the IGs, man. What can you say? It is unfortunate for Falsey and Melly. Had a chance to get a rematch against Moises, excuse me, and Mystic. Got to play them in grands and in winter semis last week. Couldn't find the win there, so a chance of redemption for them is not going to be the case tonight. Unfortunate. So going to Khalil Fox and Water instead. We got a Stripe back on stage. How are we feeling, Mir?
This battle is really going to be coming down to the difference between Stripe and Black Adam. Stripe a fair bit more aggressive than some of the other characters we've seen play into Dante so far. Dante doing a pretty good job at shutting down every zoner we've seen him go against. Stripe's not really like that. You're going to be seeing a lot of dash attacks coming out from Water this game as zone breaking. Dash attack also is nice because it low profiles just enough to get under Iron Giant spinning top, which means that if Iron Giant does want a spinning top, Stripe has a really good answer to deal with that. Buzzsaw on the ground can also force Iron Giant into the air, which is not necessarily a situation he wants to be in. A lot of the time he's trying to dash dance into a dodge attack forward tilt. That being said, I think Stripe has to put himself in a little bit more risky of positions for things like Lightning Grab if he wants to get his big things going. What we're going to be seeing a lot of as well, potentially, is Black Adam floating in the air above Stripe dash attack height, trying to whiff punish it with theirs. Things like that, really. I am curious to see as to how Water is going to be dealing with this. I think that's going to be the make or break. Iron Giant Dittos are funny in the sense you're going to be seeing a lot of them spinning at each other with the top because it's their largest range grounded move. Because of that, it beats out everything else. Also, as the multi-hit, it means they can't dodge attack into you when you do it. And if you see an Iron Giant in the air, you're going to be seeing the equivalent of that, which is going to be the nair because you have the big leg spin. It's going to be a lot of those moves clashing into each other, and it's going to look very silly. And I think it's going to be funny, but I think what it really boils down to is how well the supports are going to keep their Iron Giants safe from the other Iron Giants' big combos and also hurt each other. Like, how are they going to do into each other?
Yeah, absolutely. I do give a slight edge to the Black Adam here, especially with the fact that they're going to do a lot more damage as a team. This team has clearly done a lot of damage in their matchups as well early. They also played Davis Trout already on stream, won that one 3-1. So odds looking good, I'd say, for this squad. But we'll have to see what they show us in the actual matchup. I think mirror matches are ironically almost harder to play. The fact that you know your own character so well, I think you can overthink sometimes what's going to come out. Especially the fact that I think this game has a lot of options for how to play certain characters. And so using your own mindset for how the matchup's going to go is not always the case.
One thing I want to say real quick while we're sitting here killing some time, waiting for these players to get ready. Shout outs to Trolley. Shout outs to Trolley, by the way, always working with Frost Esports to help run events. They were working with Frost this week. So big shout out to Trolley. Much appreciation to those fellas. Thank you for the command, Nick. But yeah, I think this set's gonna be funny. I actually love watching Iron Giant Dittos. It's like a very guilty pleasure of mine because they're always so silly. Honestly, I want to give the edge from how I've been seeing these Iron Giants play today. I feel like Fulzify has been playing amazing. I think Kalel's also been playing very good. But I think Fulzify has been the better of the two at finding early kills. And I think particularly in the Iron Giant Ditto, that's going to end up being very important. That being said, I don't think either will really struggle. It's kind of hard for Iron Giant to miss up special on himself.
Yeah, hitbox is so huge. Yeah,
it's so large that it's pretty much impossible to miss it on yourself. It's just the question is who's going to get into that situation more, really.
Mm-hmm. I mean, definitely the opportunity to carry up with the stripe, which could lead into it. I think Black Adam has a slightly harder time up tilting, so there's that aspect. But then at least the stripe has to make the connection in order to tilt. So definitely two sides to it. I do think though this team has shown us they definitely are able to thwart off attacks of the IG very easily with this Black Adam. So a lot of work to be done if you're the stripe in terms of getting in. But if you're able to do so, then there's a chance for big damage the other direction, where I don't think it's as much work necessarily for the Dante side of things. So Falsify has an easier time getting damage out quickly, especially with Dante behind him.
This is the longest wait time we've had. I'm surprised these guys are doing bans. I think this is like the first team.
Yeah, no gen.
Gentlemen's the Sky Flat, and then you want to know what? We're here anyway. Sky Flat for game 1 here in losers finals.
Yeah, there's just for a reason.
We pick, we ban. Death inevitably arrives. All right.
Definitely gents the stages for a reason. All right, those finals will get a new grands here guaranteed. Won't be a repeat of last week. The question of which IG team do we see? We'll find out. Game 1 on the way.
Already seeing right off the bat, Water, like I said, trying to get in with those dash attacks opening. It's going to try to sneak in under IG on repeat. It's going to be... The IG mirror match is going to be very funny because these characters are going to go ham on each other. Fulzify finding the first opening right now, also off to an earlier rage mode than Kal-El if he manages to get a spot where he can land. Pops it over on the left side of the stage, but Kal-El gets the up special onto Black Adam, and right now we're seeing bubbles and missiles traded out kind of over that whole center archway. Fulzify dodging through the green bubble to try to disable it right now. The Water doing such a great job on the front line, putting out so much damage onto the side of Fulzify and Dante. Dude, dash attack after dash attack, into jab, into up tilt. I mean, this is what I was saying, man. You just can't... Stripe's just going to be coming in with these dash attacks and these jabs. Like there, we see him sneak under the up special again, and that's just going to rack up so much value over time.
And punishing with that chainsaw as well. About Dante playing so buddy-buddy with Fulzify, able to walk in and find both on the double chainsaw. They do manage to trade both stocks, but it's a very high percentage Dante who's slowly going to start to make more space here on the IG, which gives some room for Khalil to start to try to trade. Dante 130, starting a ladder, is going to get pushed back the other direction.
Fulzify trying to make something happen with this bubble right now. He catches Kal-El to it and gets a full charge nair, which is going to be a lot of extra damage onto the blue Iron Giant. But he himself is going to have to be the stock tank. Great bubble as well. Interrupts the start of the rage mode from Kal-El, which means he probably won't be able to throw a second bubble in this rage mode. But Fulzify needs to make sure he's staying alive right now, and that is not what he is doing. He's trying to play aggressive, goes low, gonna get caught by the sit here, manages to get the dodge on the second hit with a dash attack once again from Water. Gonna secure the first game for Water and Kal-El.
Yeah, really credit to Water there. Does an excellent job just getting in and doing damage, punishing the bunch up with the chainsaw so efficiently, forces this team to do what is, in my opinion, made them weaker in every matchup, having to split off one on another. We'll see what they adjust to coming into game 2. Still a close game.
For sure. I want to, honestly, it felt like there was a little bit of an IG diff here in game 1. It seems like Kal-El got the better end of it over Fulzify most of the time. That being said, I also feel like Water was enabling a lot more things than Dante was per se. So I don't know. I feel like Dante might be forced to play more aggressive in this than he would generally like to, or at the very least, he might be forced to spam into basically only lightning grabs. 2 Iron Giants on screen, it's pretty hard to miss. Nice little opening from Water to start off the game. Kal-El getting the up special, hitting both as well. Good spacing from Kal-El as well. Just getting over Fulzify and trying to sit down from above. There's like a weak spot on like Iron Giant's head when he's spinning. If you hit that weak spot specifically, you can get through the move. So there's good awareness, good spacing around it. This rage mode is making a lot of value as well, forcing them both over to the left. Fulzify is gonna finally be able to land here, but he hasn't gotten his rage mode out yet. It's making as much value as possible on the side of blue team. They completely invalid. Honestly, I think if you kill an IG before you get rage mode, that might be GG. That is so much potential value lost right there. Fulzify is going to be forced to get some sort of early kill here in this game if they want to win. Gets a nair dare onto Kal-El, tries to go for the spin, but he gets it with the back hit. So Kal-El's going to be able to stay alive right now, and he's going to be able to get a kill onto the Black Adam because of it.
Huge. Yeah, Khalil has got so much value early into this one. Air combo still going to come through. Water's doing a great job of really helping kill players early. Fulzify once again caught in the air here. Can't quite get the pistol off if you're Water. Getting fought hard by the Black Adam. That gives you the chance to just go solo him. Let the 2 robots 1v1. Black Adam's all mine. Is going to get clapped back into trouble. Set straight into a bubble as well. Teammate's dead. Still kicking though. Dynamite into trouble. And they do manage to make it back cleanly.
Kal-El's going to be trying to play stock tank a little bit in this one. Water's trying to get these dash attacks going on to Dante. It is going to be enough to confirm into the kill. Fulzify forced to stall off stage. It's not going to hit the mark. So he is still alive, but this is such a scary spot to be in if you're IG. He's going to die to anything, really. Up tilt from a stripe holds him in place long enough for Kal-El to get the serve. That's going to kill off the side. And, I mean, that's a 2-0 lead for Kal-El and Water. Making it work.
Bro, the stripe is cooking. Doing a great job spacing wise, getting so much extra damage in. And Dante and Falsify, as it currently sits, have no answer. They want to run back. I'm nervous for them. It could be the 3-0 to push Khalil and Water into Grands right here.
Spies are just sticking it out to Skyflat, not even going to bother with the Trophy's Edge mix-up. Honestly, I get it. You don't really want to let like the platform stages through against Stripe, because if he throws the Saw Blade on those platforms, it might make it really hard to play when you're playing two larger characters. But there needs to be some sort of mix-up here, I think. Honestly, I want to say that the person who needs to change is not necessarily the Iron Giant. I'm kind of leaning towards the fact that I think Dante might need to make something more happen. But that being said, it's really hard versus that Stripe dash attack. We see it once again. So much value coming out from that from the side of Water. It's such a large move. It can catch jumps. It catches grounded. They're doing a good job at stuffing him out this time. 70 damage onto the Stripe. It looks like they're trying to play a little bit slower towards their bubble, play their own game.
As soon as they get out of that bubble is where things start to get dicey again. Water dash attack gonna hit both. Side special gonna hit both. And they'll slow down the pacing on the blue end as well, recognizing we're going to have to wait for some gaps here. And they're doing just that. Water dash attack yet again, looking to finish off the top as Khalil, he's done just that. And not just one, both stocks gone.
It's such a good opening for Last Day and Khalil. It's, I mean, just over and over again, man, we see it. Stripe providing so much value, popping up to his teammate, just the awareness. And then on the other end of the things, it feels like Falsify and Dante, they're just not able to get anything going. Up special from Khalil, I mean, Falsify finds one at 150%, but that's such a late kill. And when you're playing a team like Black Adam, Iron Giant, that, I mean, they got so much mileage to make back. They need to get this kill onto Khalil. Falsify needs to somehow hold onto this stock, but he's going to get caught by the Rage Mode bubble. It's looking pretty bad. He's losing some of his Rage Mode value as well. He's getting bullied while he's in the Rage Mode form.
They're so high percent.
From Khalil, finds the mark. Falsify forced off stage. One more strong hit will be the end of this Iron Giant and this set. I mean, you get a kill at 61. I mean, okay, I'm not saying it's over, but
it's on the ropes.
There needs to be, you need to make something happen. Falsify is going to be forced to air stall off stage, has to get a little bit of fuel back just to make it back to the edge. They're not even going for him right now, just racking up damage on the Black Adam. 70 damage off that opening. Still low fuel on the side of Falsify. Manages to make it back with the up air, but gets stuffed out by forward tilt.
Oh, that's big.
I don't know how that sent him that way, but the gunshot, he's too high in the top last zone, and that's just going to be it. Falsify. Not Falsify, fucking Falsify. Losing the last stock. And the set 3-0. Good showing, honestly, for Water and Khalil. In a matchup, right? That's like as volatile as the IG Ditto. They show dominance throughout all three games, and that proves a point.
Yeah,
that proves that they're ready to game. They're ready to make their run back in Grands. They want to win this.
Yeah, a very convincing game. So they'll jump up to Grands. Gonna have to go through what is 10 games. If we go to 5 in both, if they want the chance at the reset win. But it's Moises and Misty who wait in the top. The duo that just pulled off a win in Frostiverse Duos number 10 in what was convincing fashion. They 3-0 and 3-1 everybody in bracket. But can these guys be the difference maker coming off what was a pretty banger set, a very confident win in the Ditto?
Mm-hmm. This was a very good set in winners as well, mind you. Going game 5 in the Khalil Water set versus Moises and Misty. We're going to see, does the momentum from Water and Khalil carry them into this grand finals? Do they make any sort of major adaptations? I want to say that Khalil in winners did a fantastic job at not getting knocked around that much by the Steven and the Bugs, which you'd expect. They, you know, that kind of comp, they get on IG, kind of dies. That didn't really happen. And I think that's going to be very important. They need to make sure it stays that way if they want to secure the reset or potentially the whole tournament for themselves.
See if they're able to shut out this Stripe. Sure, it's not as easy to get dash attacks in. They did a good job of controlling stage from Moises, constantly building shield combos, make sure it's not easy to get in on it for anybody. So that same case ends up being, as you mentioned, Moises and Mystic just able to take down an IG pair of these two in winners finals. So can they do so again is going to be the question. You're looking for the adaptations. I definitely don't think it comes from composition, and it certainly won't in game 1. We'll jump into it now. Khalil, And Water hoping for a reset. They're going to need this first best of 5 to do it.
I'm mostly curious as to the game opening here. I want to see if Moises and Misty decide to go aggressive right away, or they decide to build a house right away, because I think that'll determine the pace of the set, whether it's slower or faster. Honestly, I want to see them instantly try to force out the bolts from IG. I really think that if you want to win this comp as Steven Bugs without giving them a chance in the game, you need to make sure that's the one you're focusing down. If you focus down the stripe here, you're giving IG a way back into the game with rage mode. So I think you really need to make sure that's what's happening, but you never know at the end of the day. We do see the Bugs tunnel right away while Moises does go aggressive, getting a damage onto Kal-El, but I mean, that's the stripe opening right back in return, 35 damage, trying to make something happen.
All right. Calm opening, though both teams will take a decent amount of percentage. Just calm in the sense of a percentage both directions. Khalil getting absolutely spaced out right now on the IG, forcing Water to do a lot of work, and he's been more than willing to pick up the hammer, going to nail down one early, looking for Mystic as well, and has that too. Blue team gonna have the lead by stock.
Dude, the dash attacks from Water coming out so clutch right now. The dash attack into up air, getting the kill on Steven at 80, getting damage onto the Bugs as well with these jabs over on the right side of the stage. He's just making so many things happen while he's not getting hit at all himself. He's catching the jumps, dude. Water, off to this start for the stripe, has been absolutely explosive in this game 1.
Yeah, the difference really, it felt like last set was the implication of Water, and certainly has been the case yet again early in this one. Is going to lose that stock. That's his first stock gone, and still a lead here. Mystic, incredibly high percentage, does manage to make it back. A Naren neutral stage as well, but immediately back off ledge and dead. It's one stock to do it. Moist is getting chased down now. The gunshots to go down. Water will find it. Insane value from the stripe leads to a game 1 win for the team looking to reset.
Already off the point, I want to point out something. I think they are by far not respecting Stripe enough at the edge. If Stripe hits you at the edge with anything, jab, dare, so even like a Sayer, that's so much presence, because if he hits you out there, he jumps above you, he shoots you down, you might just die off the bottom. You can't, that whole first stock interaction where we saw where he was fighting Misty on the edge for 20 seconds, Misty just was trying to air stall him off stage. You just need to make it back. If you're fighting Stripe in that situation, it'll almost never go in your favor. And I mean, we saw it the last stock as well. Moise is trying to stall off stage, gets hit by the dare off the wall into the triple gunshot, loses his stock around 50 or 60%. I mean, we're just going to have to see that get mitigated if we want to see Misty and Moises win this one.
See, already a different open for the red team here. Looking again for that IG, but it's the stripe. They really have to fear in the back line. Putting work in as Khalil pulls all that early attention. Misty off the top, looking for the 2 up airs. Finds it, but not enough to finish the job. IG just too heavy. A safe in for damage, though. They've already gotten to 100%.
It's a good first kill from the side of Water. And the dash attack into gunshot off the top, but we're still keeping it even in terms of damage. Moises and Misty trying to bully Water while his teammates is respawning, but they don't manage to actually find anything onto him. Honestly, I mean, I was gonna say, you need to pressure off this, right? You got Stripe in burnout off stage. Nice little chase from Misty, gets the up air off the top. Misty himself, though, also in burnout off stage. Has to be a little bit careful of this Iron Giant. Sit gets caught on the platform, though, so he's isn't really gonna be put into that battle spot. He'll look kind of messed up.
Yeah, bless the platform. Great for the stripe, but bad for that one situation. Moise is stuck in trouble, but Water's gonna go look to help the IG here. Khalil still caught off. It'll be the side air from Mystic to find it, and immediately straight back in, looking at an air combo with his teammate. It's a low Moises, but still kicking, or not for long. It's the kick, if you will, the dash attack coming out from Water to take that one. Iframes from Moises trying to put them back in, but his percentage getting racked up. Mystic's low, a lead right now, but for how long will the red team keep it?
Right, the thing is Kal-El needs to be able to find damage onto Moises here somewhere, somehow, and Water is in a bad spot. 103 off stage. Manages to use the chainsaw to buy himself a little bit of space. But right now, I mean, he's still stuck at 109 at the edge. This is a great shield from Moises. Forces him to use a bunch of resources just to make it back. Nice little up air from Misty as well. A few too many chainsaws from the edge, I think, from Water. I think I saw 3 or 4 of that game. Final one finally gets caught up with Misty. A little bit of startup on that move. Hits it with the upper to kill him off the top. I mean, I think Moises Misty, the big change up that game is they just didn't get caught by the edge by Water. Really, that's really what it boils down to. That was so much damage in the first game, and it just didn't happen this one.
super quick adaptation, super aware, and it works out nicely. Moving into game 3 now. We'll see if they're able to once again thwart the likes of the Stripe. I'd like to see Khalil get a little more activated. It's been difficult for the IG. I feel like Moises and Mystic have been doing a fantastic job of spacing out this Iron Giant. So the tank hasn't quite been evolved, hasn't been able to accrue as much percentage as we would like against his opponents. We'll see if that changes here in game 3.
All right. Starting off right off the bat, Misty stuck on the edge. Blasty's going to be able to bully the Steven a little bit while he's in this spot over here. Question is how is Misty going to make it back? Khalil manages to catch the jump on it, and I mean, it's just so much damage onto Steven already. I don't think you can leave Water in a 1v1 with either of these players right now. Just the way he's playing, pops them up, does a bunch of damage. Khalil ready for the upper as well. And while IG is taking a bit of damage himself, Bugs is also taking a lot, and Stripe is at nearly 0. Finally get a bit of an opening on it right there, though.
Dynamite gonna let him get back quite easily. Is gonna have a down tilt and then gunshots instantly to find that one off the side. So Water's still gonna find value. We'll get back to stage. Khalil manages to live up top and will dodge both up airs as well. The IG still kicking in center stage. Gonna get back with the teammate as well, but percentage is incredibly high here, and it'll be one bat to take both. It'll be the double hitter picked up from Misty.
Oh, I don't like what Water just did. He just jumped into the Steven house. That's no man's land, bro. You go in there, you will take so much damage. 40% for his efforts. Gets his dodge caught on the right side of the stage as well from this Bugs. Khalil on the left side right now, trying to get something going onto Moises. He manages to hit him with a landing there, but the bounce off the shield will not put him in the same spot he thought he'd be in. But this is potentially really large. Off the bubble, the Sair is going to be enough for Khalil to rack up that stock onto Moises. And right now, they need to damage this IG, but how are they going to do that when your Bugs is at high percent?
Was able to do a burnout, but it just was not enough. Stalled on platform for as long as he could. Just couldn't quite get it done. Mystic looking to go off the top. Does find one. Looking for the second. The IG just too heavy. He's hit him 3 times now. He's still alive. And a Sair will do it from Moises. His team looking to close things out. It's 2-1.
Great awareness from Moises for that final Sair as well. Immediately noticing, hey, he DI'd to the side. Let me instantly IED Sair. Catch him before he has anything. I think he was out of B moves as well. He used both sits up there. He had nothing for really like rapid character displacement. Just throw out that big active Sair. Catch him when he can't really escape it. And I mean, Moises Mystic just doing a fantastic job of pressuring the advantage whenever they get an opening going. And they're just doing so good at not letting Water just evaporate them at 60. Mind you, they're still losing the 1v1s against Water. Water has won like every 1v1 he's been in, but he isn't finding the early kills, and I think that's what's important.
Without a doubt. Khalil and Water fought their way through lowers to get back into the finals, to have a chance at a rematch against a team that took them down and winners finals in 3-2, went all the way to game 5. They had the game 1 win, but it's been 2 games straight for Moises and Mystic. A chance to close the door right here and take the win in the Frostiverse. It's game number 4.
Starting off, trading out damage on all sides right now. Nice little sit from Khalil coming out. He's actually going to have rage mode as well. Not much damage from the Bugs safe either. So a lot of the stall from the side of the red team is gone. No tunnel, no shields from Steven. I mean, Steven's just trying to do a good job at keeping Iron Giant away from the stage right now. Water trying to come back and help his teammate, but he doesn't manage to find the mark. It's a good stall from Moises to avoid the redirect, but the dash attack does hit Misty. Meaning that the first stock does go to blue team here.
Huge read from Water. The fact that you're stuck on Rocket for a moment there. If you're Mystic, able to just come through cleanly, get the dash attack, no trouble, and take the Bugs out. Up air there. A sit gonna come through and break the second bad attempt from Bugs, so it does manage to get Khalil back. Is going to keep this stock for just a moment longer. It's 2 high percentage players here. No one quite with the lead right now. Mystic going to take a big amount of damage. That could be a lead for blue team.
That rage mode got so much value on Misty. He got caught in that bubble and just the stack of Iron Giant keeping them in place while Stripe shoots them. Can lead up to so much extra credit, but I think they need to find this kill onto the Steven if they want a chance in this game. He has been sitting on 150% for a full minute. But they're just not able to right now. Dash attacks coming out from Water, trying to find the mark. It'll kill either player if he hits one. Doesn't manage to find it though, and now they just have their chance to bully the IG. 100 damage onto him. The knockback stack. Steven, Rose Bomb, up air, and Bugs up air all combined together. And now, I mean, it's just Water at 130%. He has to stay alive in this game, or it's his tournament stock, man. How is he gonna do it?
Water playing for their tournament life. Moise is still alive as well. We'll get caught now, but it's a bounce into the safe, and that's enough to close the door. Mystic and Moises will take Frostiverse number 11.
Just so aggressive on the tunnel, man. He was so nervous. He wanted to make something happen with the dash attacks. He was trying to stuff him out. Instead, he gets stuffed out. Nice little tunnel pop out into the up air, launches him up into the top blast zone. It is going to be enough. Misty and Moises take another tournament for themselves, doing a great job.
Yeah, you love to see the consistency. They win last week. They come back and win this week as well. No one can thwart them, and they'll win in a slightly more convincing fashion here in Grands in that rematch. They take it 3-1 this go around. Khalil and Water just can't quite find that second game, but a very close set for them when it all comes to its last stock situation all the way. Fought incredibly hard, just wasn't quite their day.
I mean, this just goes to show you also, though, just look how consistent Moises and Misty are, dude. Every single tournament, they're always up on the pedestal, man. Always making things work, always doing things well. Still, want to give a shout out to the rest of the people in top 8. Shout outs to Khalil and Water for getting on the pedestal as well. Second place. Dante and Falsify having a fantastic losers run, winning 6 sets in a row to secure their spot in third. Shout outs to Trolley for working with Frost to help this event run as well. So thanks to those guys.
Yeah, without a doubt. And thanks to the team and Prod in the back. Nick and CS running it all for us here. Frost Esports does a fantastic job week in and week out. Nailed it. And shout out, of course, to yourself, Mirror Man. Phenomenal job. All the knowledge is right there on that side of the screen. Without Mirror Man, the cast would be nothing. I'm here sometimes too. So if you want to give us a follow, go ahead. Especially Nick down at the bottom. You see the title right there. Frost Esports as well. Check it out on Twitter. Events coming in all the time. These are weeklies. Shout out to Trolley for providing that weekly prizing. If you want to compete, check out Frost Esports on Twitter, on Discord, and make sure you're signing up. But that is all we have here for tonight. Shout out to Moises and Mystic for winning Frostiverse number 11. And hopefully we'll see you in the future. Have a good night.
Have a good night, everyone.